last breath. Walking the last step.
You mean to tell me that you can't hear the music playing this whole time? God damn, this motherfucking retrograde is something else. Let's try that again. Let's get y'all some music in your life. Hold on. This shit cray.
I'm on the last test, final answer and my last guess. Wonder what I gotta pass next. I'm on my last quest, so much harder than my last track. Mapless, hope I can outlast death. Grim Reaper got my address, down to my last cent. Cash spent from a check I don't even have yet from my last rent. Swear that shit has got me mad stressed. I inherited my dad's debt. Never got to hear his last breath. And the only reason I ain't passed yet, I'm the first ever and the last left.
I let the record show. I let the tech explode. Put up the weapon show. Pull up the Texaco. Knuckles in Mexico. Call up the technical. They know the text a blow. Shaka, I'm Plexico. Turn you to vegetable. Body electrical. Acid and alkaline. Body so flexible. The shooter's piece like a Uber Eats. Got a group of these scooter bees. The Uzi you can got up in Cuba eats. The powers they seek and powers the weak. They follow in creeps. Powers that be inherit the world from cowards and sheep. Get to the mountains, top towers and peaks. Flowers and sweets and shower our feet. The lightning and thunder, the shower the sweet. Shower the D's. This not the first, this our receipts.
What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never felt that blessed. Even bad breath when you living is better than good breath. When you lack flesh, got a glass chest that I cracked and my lost breath hasn't made it back yet. I'm on my last breath, walking the last step. I'm on the last test, final answer and my last guess. Wonder what I gotta pass next. I'm on my last quest, so much harder than my last track. Mapless, hope I can outlast death. Grim rest, down to my last cent. Cash spent from a check I don't even have yet from my last rent. Swear that shit has got me mad stressed. I inherited my dad's debt. Never got to hear his last breath. And the only reason I ain't passed yet, I'm the first ever and the last left.
Like a track fish, like track women, they the bad women. I'ma splash in them, leave a bag with them. Then I raise seas to be mad different. If I die now, I'm coming back at you. Cause they damn missing, but they cash dripping, cause they royalty. So they brag different. Ain't no ass kissing, never had feelings. Seen a white victim and a black witness. Mac ripping on my last mission. Yak sipping, blowing blackism. Gat missing, he was lack slipping. Smack hit him, now we act different. Apparition, the bad vision, the Mac that chip him and crash the system. Uncle Tom, cause you that willing. Fuck the law, I'm going back to living. Astral prisms of black religions, activisms of conversations, sacrilegious the palms of Satan, black magicians, Babylon erasing. Raise our hands to God be praising. Hustle in the marathon be racing. Nipsey at the finish line, he waiting.
What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never felt that blessed. Even bad breath when you living is better than good breath. When you lack flesh, got a glass chest that I cracked and my lost breath hasn't made it back yet. I'm on my last breath, walking the last step. I'm on the last test, final answer and my last guess. Wonder what I gotta pass next. I'm on my last.
All right. Here we go. All right, family. Peace to the family. Peace to you and yours. Welcome to another episode of Melanin Mondays. Yeah, episode 99. Talk black to me, y'all. Episode 99. We up in this bitch. That's right. Episode 99, baby. I'm about to write the band. Hold on, let me. Melanin Monday. Episode 99 on you hoes. Like, what's really good? And this is a late night session. Shout out to everybody, especially I know the West Coast is deep up in this thing when we do the roll call. I bet you $1 that the West Coast is mad deep. So shout out to all of the family on the West Coast, aka the best coast, right? That's what y'all call it. I saw y'all putting on for Kobe and his daughter Gianni today in LA. And that was beautiful. That was a beautiful sight to see. You know, all of the family. We had the Jordan crying with the new Jordan meme and all of that. So You know, good memorial. I didn't even see the whole thing, but good memorial. You did. Yeah, Melanin Monday 99, baby. All right, we finna do a recap. Let's do the shout out. Let's do this roll call. Damn, y'all ain't even wait for me. I'm out here typing up shit. How do we get new music to you? My email, the Mark125th@gmail. You can send me your music. We're about to do a show. I don't know what day, but we're going to do a show on this channel where we're going to be playing new music, and we're going to even send y'all an invite. We're gonna bring 3 people. Whoever wins, you know, whoever got the hot John Blaze, we'll send you a link, and then you'll be able to get on the show and promote your shit. You might even get to do an acapella. You know what I mean? But we'll let you get on the platform, and the whole world gets to see you. And we'll play your music, and we'll promote you, even your videos and whatnot. So for all of my people with some hot, we want fire. You know what I mean? We want fire. We don't want to make excuses. We don't need, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need no lukewarm. We need some fire. Let me do the roll call, because we got some guests for tonight that are gonna be joining me. So I'm gonna get this out the way so we can get right into the show. All right. We have San Diego in the building. Like I said, I already knew the West Coast was already up in here. Shout out to San Diego. Shout out to NC in the building. Shout out to DMV up in this bitch. Shout out to Chicago. Shout out to Cali up in this bitch. Yes. What's the good? San Diego, y'all mad deep or something? Yeah. Was really hood. Richmond, Virginia is up in here. Atlantic City is up in here. West Palm Beach, Florida is up in here. Yeah. Allentown, Pennsylvania is up in this thing. Yeah, episode 90. That's right. Episode 99, baby. Episode 99. I can't do the accents right now. I'm sober. Merritt Island, Florida. South Central Los Angeles. 617 Boston. Dallas to NYC. Michigan. Flint. Inglewood, California. North Philly in the building. Alabama's in the building. Philly's in the building. Alabama's in the building. Y'all claiming Deontay, right? In Alabama. Tuscaloosa. Talk black to me. Waterbury in the building. Los Angeles is in the building. Okay? Tacoma is in the building. Shout out to Tacoma. Very a nice scenic route out there. Chicago in the building. Houston in the building. All of the families in the building. Winston-Salem is in the building. Chi-Town is in the building. Yeah, rest in peace to Kobe. Harvey Weinstein is on Riker. Iowa in the building. Toronto in the building. Kansas City in the building. Yeah, we really global. That's right. That's right. Yeah, we got our analytics right in front of us. Jamaica, Tennessee. Yeah, Wilder got smoked. We're going to get to that. There's so much things to talk about. But then again, it's not that much. But there is a lot, because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of things coming up. And there's a lot of things that went down this weekend that we're going to go over. You know what I'm talking about? He got sent to a hospital. He's not on Rikers. Vegas in the building. He probably going to have a heart attack before he goes sit up in Rikers Island with them rambunctious shooters. You know what I'm talking about? He up there with the woos and the chews. Yeah, he's going to have a heart attack. Yeah, to this day. All right. So we put it on the record. The whole world is in the building. No, Jay-Z got that red look. Don't say it. Look at somebody say. Got that Jay-Z look. No, my guy. Jay-Z out here biting off the guard. How about that? All right. So this weekend, we had a monumental event in Connecticut, and we invited all of you guys out there, right? This weekend. We had a highly successful event. We had a highly successful event. It was well attended. All of the chairs were filling up. You know what I mean? Our people were showing a lot of support, and I was meeting people from a lot of different places, like Boston, like CT, like New York City. You know, and we had a beautiful, wonderful. It exceeded my expectations. The level of information that was disseminated this Saturday, and I'm gonna bring the promoter, one of my brothers, the promoter for the show, my good brother Heru, who is in the building with me tonight. And we're going to go over the recap of the Facts 2020 before we get into the news and before we get into the current events and other things, and before we get into some announcements about some upcoming events that we have, along with the upcoming webinar, the part 2 for Fear of a Black or More Messiah 2020 Year of Fear. And with all of the things that have taken place in the last 7 days, you know, you already know. I'm not even going to try to push this on nobody. If you miss out on this one, if you miss out on the plate, the stove, people send a pot. Who killed Malcolm X? Who killed Pop Smoke? We're gonna get at what we see going on with the Snoop Doggy Dogg apology campaign, where they passing him around like a treesh or a thot. He's a pass around. He's a bust down for the boule right now. They got Snoop Doggy Dogg grabbing his pigtails and dropping it like it's hot. It's payback for all of the little girls he put in the dog pound back in the days, but he's getting divine karma during the Saturn-Pluto conjunctions. Don't cry for me, Argentina. You know what I'm talking about? Don't cry for me, Argentina. This is nothing to cry about. This is just 2020 flexing on you niggas because, like I said, if you have not seen the show that we did with Ross Ben is in the archives and it's timestamped, I highly suggest that you dive into the archives. Well, go ahead and subscribe to this channel first and foremost. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button. But go into the archives and go pull up the show that we did with Ross Ben. And Ross Ben gave you the forecast for 2020. No, he did not speak on Wilder Fury. I need a whole hour for that. Let me warm up. You know what I'm talking about? I don't have an engine. I'm a Tesla. Let me get my battery. You know what I'm saying? Let me get my charge up. And then we're going to go in on your good brother, Dante. We might end it off on Dante. We might finish out the round. We might finish out this boxing match with your boy, Dante. We're going to get on Deontay. We're going to get at him. You know what I'm talking about? And there's so much, I mean, even in the lecture that's coming up, Fear of a Black or More Messiah. We're gonna explore what we saw in Las Vegas. We're gonna explore the ritual that took place this weekend. We're gonna explore the fallout that comes with seeing one of our quote unquote heroes, our heroes, get the shit beat out of him on Black History Month. You know what I'm talking about? You know, get rocked by the gypsy and get his blood licked by a savage, by the gypsy king, a Jesus Bible toting gypsy king. This is some new shit. This is some 2020 shit. The gypsies, they ain't running. They not for Jesus. This is some new shit. So we're gonna talk about the super violation. We're gonna talk about the drill scene, the global drill scene. Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. You heard them coins dropping. We're going to talk about a lot of things in this upcoming part 2 of Fear of a Black or More Messiah. I already told you for everybody that saw part 1, where we talked about Pop Smoke, where we talked about the woos, where we talked about the gang wars that are going on in New York, where we talked about the global drill scene. Because if you think that your city is not going to have a drill scene this summer, I don't know what to tell you. You're highly, you might not be paying attention. You might not have your finger to the pulse. You might not be outside like I am, because every single car I'm in New York City. It was 60 degrees today. Every single car was playing Pop Smoke. Shout out to rest in peace and rise in power to the God, Pop Smoke, 20 years old, a legend, right? In these streets. Got to give him his respect. But the way the rituals work, we have to pay attention to how rituals work. We got to pay attention to how sacrifice works. We got to pay attention to when they take somebody off of this quote unquote planet, when you get assassinated, not when you die old, not when you die in your sleep, not when you die off of an overdose, when you get assassinated, when you go out in a hail of bullets, when you're bloody, when your body is gory. There's a story attached to that, and there's glory attached to that, and you become immortalized in this realm. And we know how to judge if the body is messianic or not. We know how to judge if the cadaver is just a regular cadaver, or if the spirit that filled the husk of that cadaver was a messianic one, based off of the impact that you have in death. We cannot measure you. We cannot take your temperature until you die. That's the planet that you niggas have incarnated on. Don't get it fucked up. We will not celebrate you when you are here. You get some roses, but you're not getting the bouquet of flowers that we have waiting for you until you check out and we run your credit. And his assassination is going to make drill music a household thing, not just in Brooklyn. By the end of the summer, it's going to be Harlem drill, Bronx drill, Queens drill, Brooklyn drill, and then there's going to be Jersey drill, Connecticut drill, the same way that there's UK drill. They drilling in Ireland. People don't understand what drill music is. In order to drill, you got to kill. In order to be a driller, you got to have an op. So they're going to be people, you know what I mean? Because of the law of the drill music, you're going to have young niggas creating beefs with other young brothers or young sisters in order to drill, because it takes two to drill. You cannot drill without an op. Yeah, Jersey been drilling. You damn right. They damn sure been drilling. Here I'm talking about. But the version of drill that I'm talking about, the Brooklyn drill music is not whack. Drill music is war music. Do you go outside, my nigga? Are you with the shits? Are you in a non-smoking environment? For those that, I'm in a smoking environment, my guy. I'm in a heavily smoking environment. I told you before, I live near a zoo. Nigga, the drill is I live in New York. We kill to eat, so you got to drill. We drilling, my nigga. I don't know what you talking about. And there's a war going on outside. How you don't hear warrior beats and you don't get turned up? I don't get it. This nigga is talking about tip drill. That's not it. That ain't the drill that I'm talking about. That ain't the drill that I'm talking about. I'm talking about that gang, murder, bang shit that these young boys, little child soldiers, Coney 2012, these little niggas is out here letting that thing off. And now they got soundtracks. You know what I'm talking about? This is Fortnite for real. And let me say something. Relax. You relax. Let me say something. Nobody listens to that type of music. Okay. That's why I'm sharing with you some foresight. And I'm not going to get up on this platform and start beating on my chest as if I'm the know-it-all and I know everything. You know what I mean? Because I actually don't. But what I do know, and what I can I could put my word on it, because I've shown you on multiple occasions that I have an ear for certain things and I have an eye for certain things. I'm what you call a soothsayer. I could see into the future. I could forecast. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm letting you know. If you have a 12-year-old and a 13-year-old and a 14-year-old and a 15-year-old, this ain't for you older heads. This ain't, old niggas don't drill. Y'all getting your teeth drilled into. You getting moist niggas don't drill either. Somebody's drilling you. But for these young teenagers, the rites of passage is to be gang at this point. For the young children, post 2012, post Trayvon, and we're gonna explore that. in this upcoming lecture. Tonight we'll touch on some things, but I need y'all to go ahead and get these tickets so you could be in the building. But Pop Smoke was 12 years old when Trayvon Martin got killed. Talk black to me, my niggas. Do you understand what's going on out here? Pop Smoke was 12 years old when Trayvon Martin got killed. Think about that. Think about that. He was 12 years old when Trayvon Martin got smoked. When the beginning of this new era began, because I laid it down in 2012. I did 2 shows. I did 3 of them called the Trayvon Factor, the Trayvon Martin Factor. You could find that on Google. I forecasted, I even knew that he was going to be acquitted 2 days or 3 days before he got acquitted, because I knew what I was watching. Because I knew that Trayvon or Zimmerman was not on trial. Black America was on trial. Not just Black America, the 12-year-olds was on trial. The 13-year-olds was on trial. The 15 and the 16s and the 17s, the black youth was on trial. And they were calling it the Black Hood because Trayvon Martin got killed with a gray hood on. Go and Google his quote-unquote, his murder picture when he was laying in the quote-unquote hangman stance. Did anybody ever see his murder picture when he's laying on the lawn and his feet is crossed the same way that the upside down picture on a tarot card is? Do you know the fucking ritual that took place when they smoked the Mason's son during the All-Star game in Seminole County? Oh, my bad. Y'all don't know because y'all worrying about if God has nipples or not and all of that other fuck shit that you entertain all of your lives. His father was a Mason. And Zimmerman's father was a Mason. And they killed him in Seminole County, Sanford County, which was originally incorporated as Seminole County in Florida, next to Orlando, during the break during the halftime show where Wild Melanin was out there in the Orlando Magic Theater. Y'all not ready for this shit. They cooked niggas. That was a super ritual in the beginning of 2012 in February. And after Trayvon Martin's quote-unquote assassination, they start murking you niggas. And you ain't have no get back because Zimmerman is still here. All rituals. And niggas been tucking their tails ever since. They demasculated our people to the point now, last week you had one of your favorite basketball players saying that he co-signs cutting off the penis of his son. It's devolved into that. But I'm going to show you the Essence cover where Dwayne Wade was on the cover with Young Zion with a fucking Trayvon hoodie on talking about we are Trayvon. And I because everybody that ran with that spell, something is going on with them these days. Something is going on with the young children who got psyop. They got psychologically operated on during the Trayvon Martin death ritual. A lot of them became moist. A lot of them tapped out. A lot of them became drillers and killers. A lot of them became the shooters in Chicago because they didn't take none of their angst out on nobody that didn't look like them. They started popping off on each other. That's why the gangs exploded after Trayvon got killed. They signed Chief Keef right after they fucking killed Trayvon. And niggas ran to the drill scene where they could celebrate killing black people. That's a fact. And you ain't murked nothing in the white and the quote unquote the Fortniters, whatever you want to call them, the oath takers, the oath keepers, the alt writers, whatever name that you want to give them. They all one gang. They all come from one gang. They start drilling niggas unapologetically after they killed young Trayvon Martin, and after Zimmerman got acquitted, they've been drilling niggas ever since. And nobody got answers to that. So what I'm saying is, that whole generation that witnessed all of that, witnessed all of that, the Pop Smokes and all of them, we here to deal with them 8 years later because they 20 years old now. You know what I'm talking about? And the big homies never showed up for them. So now they have their own cliques. They formed their own gangs. They're their own big homies. You know what I'm talking about? Wade's babysitter was a moist. Yeah, I mean, go and listen to the interview with the mother of Zion, his biological mother. They're gonna be like, yo, this nigga switched up on us big time. Not the son, Dwayne Wade. He's not the. They like, yo, this is not the Dwayne that we knew. They used to sleep in our house after he got with Gabby. But I'm not gonna hold my brother Hey Rue too long. Let me go ahead and open up the line for my good brother, the host of the Facts 2020 in Connecticut. This brother holds down Connecticut with an iron fist. He's gang. So welcoming without any further ado, brother Hey Rue in the building. Talk black to me. What's goody, bro?
Peace, love, and light. What's the sign, Lordy?
Are you broadcasting from your laptop or your phone?
My laptop.
Oh, okay. Peace to the God. What's goody, man?
Peace, Lordy. What's the signs, man?
All is well. You know, we in here. I had to warm it up for the family. You know what I mean?
I see you went in for a minute, man. You definitely went in. I didn't know that. Pop. I mean, now that you say it, I mean, it's simple mathematics. That Pop Smoke was 12 years old when Trayvon. That's just like, that's ill. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was highly explosive when you just said that. You know what I mean?
12.
I just learned 12 years old. So
yeah,
we 12. I'm like,
and I got an article that the New Yorker wrote in 2013 or 14 to highlight the gang violence in Brownsville. They were highlighting a gang called the Wolves, right? Push stars in the Wolves back in 2014. The first iteration of what we see going on right now with the youth that are out here drilling. And the first iteration was the beginning of the Wolves and whatnot. And around that time, they were 14 and 15 in 2013 and whatnot. And they were out there smoking each other. And the magazine, the New Yorker, I don't know if people understand what the New Yorker is.
Yeah, that's the old publication, man. It's been around forever, the New Yorker.
And when the New Yorker highlights something, it's not for people who don't read at a certain grade level. It's not for black people. They talking to judges. They're talking to attorneys. They're talking to the upper echelon of New York City, the upper echelon of liberals and all of these other people. So they were highlighting the brewing gang wars. They were highlighting, not celebrating. They were highlighting, but it was almost like a commercial in a way. And
sound like the gangs of New York to me.
That's a fact. So
sound like the New York to me. The Yorker talk about the gangs of New York.
Yeah, your connection is a little bit off, Lord. That's why I was asking you if you was on the your cell phone. The connect it's good, but it's a little bit off. It's a little staticky sound wise, just a little choppy.
Check.
Yeah, you're not in Texas, right? You're not in Texas. You're in Houston, right? You're not with the Swisher. You're not with Swisher House right now, right?
No, I'm in you know where I'm at.
Because if you was in Houston, you could be chopping.
I ain't chopping the screw with nothing. Ain't nothing chopping the screw in CT. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? Facts. But I can see it. It is a little delay. You know what I'm saying when I speak.
Mm-hmm. Is there any way you can fix that?
Let me see. Hold on.
Yeah, because they said they need to hear every word. I need you to be very clear when you talk to the family.
I heard you, love.
I'm gonna send the links in a minute, sis. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it right now while we wait for the gourd.
Word. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Is that better yet?
No.
Not.
Not yet. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. I'm gonna. Somebody say you're on a 56K connection. Look, look at the what they wrote. It says coming through like an old Chinese flick. He'll be back. He'll be back. He's gonna get his technology up. But this is a retrograde, and not to be all, all woke on you and whatnot, but it is a retrograde. It took me like 10 minutes to get this whole show started. Facts. You know what I'm talking about? Let's get a video publishing kit going. Lend or sell. Hit me on my inbox. Talk to me about that. Talk black to me about that. I like the way that sounds. We're working on something right now. We actually have an app that we were going to launch on Saturday, but I'm going to wait. I'm not going to launch it. I'm going to wait. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have enough time when we were doing the lecture. We had a lot of speakers and the time was running out. So I didn't get a chance to get on my Steven Jobs and launch we got 3 apps. We got Netterflix, KTL Media, and we have Know to Ledge Media app. It's already it's in the can, my peoples. It's on its way. You know what I mean? You're going to be blown away. So we're going to be looking for content creators. We're going to be looking for people that want to advertise. We're going to be looking for artists because we have Spotify, an app that's basically mimicking Spotify, and it has the same tools that Spotify uses. So we'll be able to have full conscious playlists. We'll have 24/7 streams of music from independent artists. We are really focusing on artists that are independents, but you got to be nice. We got to be nice because we're going to have a rating system. You know what I mean? Don't get washed. You know what I'm saying? You got to be nice. You know, if 3 people say that you're nice, you might be nice, but get some people to agree that you're nice before you pop up and start sending me shit. And I'm gonna return it to the sender. You know what I'm saying? I won't throw it away. I'll just send it back to you. You know what I mean? I'll just send it back to you. And then I'll block you until you get your shit together. Okay? I'm not trying to judge, but we're not gonna we're gonna set the standards. This is not a help app. You know what I mean? This is not SoundCloud, my genius. This is a curated space. You know what I'm talking about? This is a curated space. This ain't that. This is not, yo, I just bought me some shea butter and no, this is not that. There's other apps for shit like that. We ain't doing that. All of our shit gonna be John Blaze. How about that? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, this ain't The Voice, my niggas. Chairs is not turning around when you niggas press play. This is not that. You know what I'm saying? We want some heat. We want some heat. We want the gods to step it up because I know what you got in you. I know that we got the next outcast out there. I know that we got the next David Bannon not rapping no more, is he? He out here doing his woke shit. So somebody got to fill in that void. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is Pup. Pup is in the building. Shout out to Pup. Pup is a legend. Pup bodied it. Pup did his thing. He opened up for us. Shout out to you, Pup. Pup, hit up Hey Rue if you want to get a link so you could come in and chop it up as well. Because I was sending out emails so people could come and chop it up. Matter of fact, put your email in the chat right now, and I'll send you a link so I can bring you in if you want to come in. You make beats, we're going to have a whole segment for beat makers so you could get paid. You know what I'm talking about? We'll have a whole thing for beat makers on the Spotify app that we have. So you can have, I could go right to the studio. I'm just coming from the studio, laying down some heat, by the way. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm in my bag right now. I'm talking my shit because I know what you got in you. You know what I mean? And we not doing mediocre in 2020. That's some 2019 shit. We doing par excellence. We're not doing subparness in 2020. That's not what we doing. You know what I'm saying? That is not what we doing. So step your shit up, get your bars up, go, I don't know, go do a retreat, my nigga. Go with KT and go foraging and go eat you some leaves or something. Go get you some sea moss. Go meditate. You know what I'm saying? You know, whatever you got to do to tap in, but you need to tap in because I could hear certain people's music in a minute. The first 30 seconds, I'm like, nah, you're not tapped in. You're not. You're not tapped in. And the music that we doing and we promote is from niggas that's tapped in, because there's too many people that's tapped in to let tap dancers, waste our time. And that's no disrespect. Shout out to King Simon, Bumbleclot in the building, Rude Boy, and he's even an entertainer. I used to do the pepper seed to King Simon's music back in the days in Biltmore and Tilden Ballroom. I used to bogle to his shit, bro. So he even knows what it is. He used to do showcases, still sharpen steel. So that's what we finna do. We're gonna sharpen your steel, because SoundCloud and YouTube and all of these fucking mumble rappers, they got like 800 million views. You niggas don't need to be viewing them. They got enough people looking at them and spinning there and streaming their music. They have 300 million people in one day watching the fucking niggas cook up in the kitchen with big booty strippers. So they got the whole world watching them. They're good. We need you niggas to put your eyeballs on what we doing. It's like I said. Oh, let me bring Hey Rue back in. God is in the building. Hold on. Return to the God. Peace, Lloydie.
Peace, Lo. Oh, that sound better?
Nah.
What you mean, man?
Starscream, my nigga. You still sound like Starscream.
Oh, that's some bullshit, man. That's some bullshit for real. I'm about to just go for my phone, B.
Okay, try your phone. Try your phone. No, you could try your phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my phone, man. I'm just
Okay.
my phone, man, because you know what I'm saying. I definitely want to
Yeah,
tap
you had the lit iPhone when I saw you. You good?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, try the phone. Let's go, Steven Jobs. Yeah. What's the email to send the music? Let me put it up right there on the banner. You see the ticker that's going right there? The ticker? You see the ticker? You see this? The ticker, the red thing? I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to put the email right there so you can send it. Like I said, be confident when you send it. You know what I'm saying? Be confident. I don't want to dissuade anybody, because I'm not trying to be an a-hole. I'm just trying to be the big homie. I'm trying to be an A&R. If you were to go to a label and you were to meet me and I were to greet you at a label as an A&R, I'm going to be very adamant about your music sounding a certain way. Facts? So we have to be responsible for each other, because they don't have A&Rs in the hip hop game anymore. They took them out. You dig what I'm saying? It's null and void. So we got to be our own A&Rs. And all I'm saying is, let's turn up. Let's turn up, because we have to penetrate through the quote unquote sound vibration of the music, fam. I know other things, sports, they got conscious basketball players out here dunking on niggas. You know what I mean? And we have our teachers, and we have our authors, and we have our documentary filmmakers, but we need our artists. We need the artist shit to really step up, because this is a global, we have to combat the fuckery with clean glasses of water. Lordy,
what's the signs, Lo?
Oh, there you go. Hold on.
Gee, that's what I'm talking about, man.
Shout out to Steven Jobs and an iPhone, man.
Word. Technology. That's one of those facts, man, that we got to deal with, man. We got to deal with technology. If you ain't fucking with technology, you left behind. That's what we talking about. That's how we touching the millions.
Yeah.
Man. You know what I'm
You
saying?
see how the ancestors work, bro. The facts at food, art, clothing, technology, shelter. And you came on and you had a technology issue and we troubleshooted, and then boom.
Period. No more, man. Yo, thank you for inviting me to the show, man, today, man. Yo, love, tell you the weekend was great. Facts Initiative in Connecticut was a success. We was dealing with numbers, high mathematics, second month, 22nd day, 2020 at 2 o'clock at 224 Farmington Avenue. We wasn't playing around, so everybody who came in the building, they got them coordinates, and it was like a download.
Fact. Hold on real quick. I see you in the Q Blue Pill. turn your phone the other way, landscape, and then come back in. So you're, yeah. Landscape the other way. You just had it. Yeah, come back. Oh, man. Yeah, so talk to the family, because you know I don't want to toot my own horn. Let the family know how the vibes was.
Yo, the vibrations was really high, and to the point where we talked about the marketplace and how we could get to the bag, and what the bag really was the vision. The vision was the bag. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody in the building was an entrepreneur, was seeking knowledge to better themselves. It wasn't like it was some people who came to drag their knuckles, how we say. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no knuckle draggers. They really came to sit and get this work. You know what I'm saying? 6 hours from 2 to 8 and sit and get this work, man. Listen, your brother brought, you know what I'm saying, the attention to CBD and hemp, which it was highly explosive because he just went totally the other way, where people were expecting, Facts Initiative. He was like, yo, listen, I'm trying to tell y'all something because it's what it is. That was powerful how, Blue came with his presentation.
Well, without any further ado, I don't wanna hold the brother, because you speaking them into existence. We got peoples in the building. So let's go ahead and bring in our good brother Blue Pill, brother. Yes, brother Blue is in the building.
Peace, Lordy.
Peace to the God.
And we have another guest.
God. Peace, love, and light.
We have brother Kevin Muhammad in the building as well. Let's go ahead and bring the God in. Whoa.
Peace.
There we go.
Indeed.
Yes.
Peace to the God.
My good brother.
Peace. Like salam, my brother. How you doing? Peace.
I'm
All
good.
is well.
All is well. All is well. Yes.
Yes, peace to the God.
So as I was saying,
Hold on, wait a
Peace.
minute. Somebody's audio is a little choppy.
Ooh.
Is that my audio?
Yeah, your audio is choppy. It's not woo.
Okay.
Peace. Is that better?
Peace. Can you hear me?
That was bad.
I might have to mute the mic real quick. It was kind of, yeah.
Is that better?
Huh? Not you. You good. Your audio is good. Kevin's audio. Kevin, if you go back, there's an option right there for camera and mic on the back page. If you see it, it's the third button. If you fiddle with the mic, see if you can choose another mic. Maybe the internal mic from your computer will be able to broadcast. But I have it muted right now. I'm gonna unmute you in like 30 seconds to see how it sounds. And it is the retrograde, so we do have challenges. Shout out to the legend in the building, brown bag legend in the building.
Peace to the God.
AB, Ghetto Shaman in the building, Royal Immortal.
Ghetto Shaman.
Shaman.
I have a studio session.
Legend.
All right, let me unmute it. Let me unmute your mic, Kevin.
All right. Peace. Can you hear me?
It's still buzzing.
Yeah.
Still buzzing.
You might have to use this phone.
You might have to use your cell phone then, like Meru did.
Okay.
You got the light, Tyreek.
Yeah. You could leave and come back in. Just open it up on your phone through the app, through the email. Open it up, and it'll take you right into the room the same way.
Facts.
All right.
Facts. It definitely will.
Yeah, so you know.
Yeah, I can't stay too long, so let me get in and get out.
Yeah, get it in.
I don't hear Blue.
You don't hear me?
You can hear Blue?
Yeah.
You can't hear me?
I can't hear him.
I can hear him. Can you hear him out there, family?
Yeah, ask the chat.
Can you hear Blue Pill?
Don't got light. Check the room.
Yeah, they hear you, bro. They hear you, bro.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, salute to Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the family out there. Salute to the Hartford CT family. Salute to you, Heru. Salute to Trav. Salute to the young sister. Salute to the poet, the poetess.
Woo.
Fire.
Fire.
We ain't talking enough about her. I was suspended in animation by the bars. I had a Maxwell moment. You know the commercial, the Maxwell moment where you sit on the speakers and your shit get pushed back. Yeah, I got a delayed response. Like 3 or 4 days later, I'm telling her how dope she was because it was just
What was her name? What was her name? They asking what her name is, Heru.
Who you speaking of? Sabrina, right? Or they
No, the poet.
the poet? Oh yeah, that was Yex. Yex, she is out of Bridgeport, Connecticut.
How do
Fire
you spell her
artist.
name?
It's Yexandra. Yexandra Diaz, if I'm not correct. It's YEX. I don't want to misspell her name, but
yeah.
she's actually out of New Haven. She's from New Haven, Connecticut. Um, but I met her from being in the poetry circuit. You know what I mean? And you hear poetry, and some be, when you hear somebody like her in the way that she put it down, it's like you hear a lot of mediocre shit compared to something like how she put it down. It was very powerful, and I've heard dozens of pieces from her. So, I knew it was gonna fit right in Facts Initiative and what she was gonna talk about. But yeah, her name is Yexandra Diaz. I think I can go to my Facebook and actually get her actual name.
Yeah, I'm
She's a
telling you,
profound artist.
She was fired.
Yeah,
She was.
get her IG.
get her IG so we can share it. And Kevin Muhammad, I see you in the queue, but I need you to do me a favor and rotate your phone sideways so it could fill in the whole screen. There you go. Let's bring the brother in. All right, brother Kev, how you doing? Peace and love.
Good. Peace, brother Kev. Love and light.
There you go. The audio is fixed. Touchdown. Talk black to me.
All right.
Okay, so we have I'm sure we might have more guests coming in. I hope Trav pulls up. But at this point we have the Fantastic Four. We want to basically do it the same way that we did it during Facts. You brothers were the hosts, and you were able to talk about, gave a lot of wisdom, a lot of insight, you were great hosts. So right now, I just want you to mimic that and just, let the family, it's about 520 people here. They have no idea what you're talking about. So let's just bring them in the building.
Ashe, man. First and foremost, we talking about the acronym from the acronym being in a personal level and entrepreneur level: food, art, clothing, technology, shelter. You taking the initiative yourself.
He disappeared.
We don't pay no light bill. Well, brother Kevin, until he comes back, you could pick up where
Maybe brother went to another portal or something. I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, as he was saying, food, art, clothing, technology, transportation. We were really that's how we promoted it, and everywhere I went, I mentioned that it was going to be red pill, blue pill, and the consciousness movement was there, and I'm a little different generation. It may not seem that I'm a 70s baby, but I roll with my brothers and sisters that are from the late 80s, the 90s, and everybody knows for the conscious movement who red pill, blue pill is, and I grew up kind of with Dr. Phil Valentine's and listening to those audio cassettes and CDs, and before they would CD VHSs. So, you know, consciousness is not new to me, but a beautiful generation. They really want independence. They really want to do for self, and they're about entrepreneurship. So when we started breaking down these acronyms, they got it. You know, they got it. You know, they wanted to discuss how can we produce our own clothes? How can we, you know, market our own clothes? About the food, they understand the food is in many cases is poison. You know, what we gonna do about the food? What they got to say? What's Red gonna talk about? And I was very much enthusiastic about the hemp um, presentation. I'm still talking about blues hemp presentation. You know,
Right.
I'm on campus right now. You know, the consultant on campus, and we in a health and wellness within the university. And I started talking about hemp, and these white nurses are looking at me like, yeah, you know, that's the CBD oil. They get it, you know.
Oh, they get it.
So
Yeah, they get
they
it.
get it. You know, white folks understand that. You know, so for the most part, it was information, or you say information, before we even got the people there. They were ready for the information, and they were information to receive it. So
It
you
was
know,
information to receive.
that I think it was just, you know, we channeled that energy before you got there, and y'all had the energy when you got there. Just an awesome, it's a beautiful thing. You know, it's a beautiful thing. And I'm still, you know, we're still talking about it right now, you know. So a beautiful thing, and I appreciate, you know, the gods coming through. And it was just the timing of it, you know, it was just perfect timing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I had to mute your mic, here. I got you back on.
Okay, that's what's up, man.
It sounds like you got somebody wrapped in plastic held hostage in your room where you at.
Is that me? Is that my mic?
Yeah, it sounds like you got 8 catfish in a plastic bag. Just going in.
Yo, that can't wait. That can't be me.
What's going on?
Here's Mike.
Oh yeah. Can't unmute your guest to it. There you go.
Mic check. That's me. That can't be me. That's not. Is that me?
Somebody said turn the fan off.
Man, that's not me. I'm muting my mic. I'm about to mute my mic. If I mute my mic right now, that's not me, fam.
It is. I muted. The mic is muted. I don't hear no more. Is that you, Blue Pill? I muted everybody's mic. Let me just see real quick. I gotta find out who's it sound like. All right, Blue Pill is unmuted.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, my shit ain't chicken scratch.
I don't know. Like I'm hearing a little bit of feedback from your phone.
Are you hearing feedback in mine?
The nigga coughing behind you, saying he got the coronavirus. What's going on, doggy?
Stop cough shaming, right?
Yo, we was in China. They was sending people to come and quarantine you right now, man. You know how the Chinese people is popping up like Agent Smith, just dragging niggas.
That's a fact.
All right, I'm a unmute. I'm gonna unmute Kevin's mic. Yeah, that's you, Blue Pill. You can unmute the mic here, Ru. All right, so
like I said, I know that was.
Yeah, brother.
So it wasn't me. Clearly it wasn't me. So back to what I was saying about Facts Initiative and, you know, how we rolled out Facts Initiative for the beginning of the year during Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? Not only was it Black History Month, the date was significant. and people were in alignment by seeing the date, seeing what type of information that would be there, and like you said, somebody else said, the seats just started to fill up, and before you know it, it was a full house, and people were exercising, group economics by going around and spending money in the room with all the vendors. Not only that, but it sparked so many conversations that needed to be had and say, yo, let's get up and let's do something. You know what I'm saying? Let's do something about, because Red and Blue had a solution with an application. They came and brought it to us. Kevin Muhammad had a solution and an application, and he gave it to you. Sabrina Wright, she had a solution and an application, and she gave it to you. You know what I'm saying? So every speaker, and even the performers, were on a level where you could get something, and it wasn't like a feel good. It felt good, but you left there with the conversation and saying, okay, him. Why? You know what I mean? I know how to reach out to somebody about homeschooling. I know how to reach out to somebody about building in their own clothes right there, like literally on the spot.
Hold on, my good brother. I don't want to interrupt you, hey, Ru. It's audio, man.
You said my audio's bad?
Huh?
My audio's bad?
Your audio sound like Deontay Wilder's eardrum right now, my good brother. I don't want the Gypsy King to come and lick you, my brother. Audio is bad. Somebody said you got the mic from wish.com. I ain't know the Obama phone came with a camera. Oh, man. All right, we're gonna bring you back in. I'm gonna unmute everybody's phone. All right, I unmuted you, hey Ru.
Yeah, I don't know. Look out and log back in, man. But you know what I mean. Does it still sound choppy?
Yeah, if your phone is from China, that shit got the corona.
I don't know what to say, man. I'm gonna try something else, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a house that got Wi-Fi, so I don't know what it is.
They done sent you a Samsung with the coronavirus in it.
It's bad.
Oh God. Nah, it sounds bad because it's information that people getting information with that shit sound like popcorn. We want it to be healthy. Brother Kevin, I'm gonna open up your line.
Peace.
Yes, brother. Peace. Yes. So I want huh?
I'm here. I'm open. I can hear. I can hear you.
Okay, great. I want to know, based off of what you saw on Saturday with the presentations from the multitude of presenters, we had about 5 or 6, and we also had a lot of entertainment as well, which was a great balance. And I recall when we got up there, I was informing the audience that, because if you don't see melanated people doing entrepreneurial endeavors or being illustrious on the quote unquote mainstream media, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not happening. So I want to know from you, did you walk away with a better, I would say did you walk away with a better outlook on the future of our people in terms of especially our generation? Because I'm a 70s generation as well. But did you walk away with a better perception of the progression of our people? And when I say our people, it's our circles, like our networks, not outside of us, people who just got melanin. No, I mean the people who are on a similar vibration.
Right. Yeah, I walked away feeling very hopeful. You know, I walked away experiencing the fact that there are people out here that are really trying to find their gifts and their talents and market their gifts and their talents. I also was inspired by the fact, you know, the sister that was there, Sabrina Wright, that, you know, that there are people out here really making money, you know, through entrepreneurship, marketing. You know, we're utilizing the current system of things to make money, and that's something that, you know, even though I promote education, it's a certain type of education.
Yes,
Um, I used to listen to a lot of people in education say, "Man, I never make any money," and then I learned, you know what, my skill is marketable. There's a way that I can make money, do what I have to do, and be independent. I got that from you and Blue. You know that we're not getting the information where we can market. You know, I was today. I'm still talking about it. I was telling somebody the brother broke down that hemp came in the country, you know, in 1619 when we came in. You
that's
know, something that we've been utilizing, you know, before we were slaves and brought it in here, and now all of a sudden there are white folks that are utilizing what comes that what we brought into this world, you know, new world, and they're getting rich off of it.
that's
And
fact.
then, you know,
Face.
he mentioned CBD and then CBG coming. I mean, there are people who study trends and what's coming in, and they're making money. They're investing. You know, if they're not directly selling it, they're investing in the product. And when you look at people making money, that's how people are making money in America. You know, they're not going and working at the Walmarts. And, you know, so I walked away feeling like, one, I got to find out what businesses, you know, are lucrative, and then how do I either directly sell or invest or I walked away feeling like there's a lot of money out here to make, and we just have to go about doing it. And so everybody that presented is somewhat independent, you know, or independent, and I walked away saying, you know, I'm in good company because I'm also entrepreneurial.
Yeah,
And that's the way to make money out here is to become entrepreneurial and be free to speak and talk and make an impact in your community. I felt that when I left this event.
indeed. I'm glad you're able to articulate that. Our modus operandi, ultimately, what we stand for is, you know, like it was said in the lecture, that we're campaigning for 2020. We're stumping, you know, we're not just doing, this is not a lecture, we're actually campaigning. When you see Facts 2020, it's an actual campaign. It's a solution-based initiative that we are going to bring around the world, because we already are negotiating getting into the UK with it and going on to the continent to introduce it to brothers and sisters out there. But, you know, we want to empower our consortium. We want to empower our network. We want to empower our listeners and the people who follow us, or the people who are inspired, primarily because when we're doing these lectures and when we're decoding and when we're doing, you know, Instagram videos and whatnot, the family is not aware of our entrepreneurial endeavors. The family is not being introduced to our network of entrepreneurs. You know what I mean? Unless you're a decoder or you're somebody who could add on to the information dealing with the news that's in front of us. But what we're dealing with the Facts Initiative is something completely different. The people who we come into contact with in Facts are the people who was listening to the information and then took the information and did something with it. Okay? They're the practitioners. They are the quote unquote doers, because you have the thinkers, you have knowers, and you have doers. We are taking our time out and we are addressing the doers, because no one speaks to them. They don't have platforms, they don't have outlets, they don't have outreach. So that is what the network of the Facts Initiative represents. Let's bring Heru back in, my good brother.
I hope my volume is right. Is it better?
Better, my good
I had to go outside, man, and tap into nature, man, and come outside, you know what I'm saying?
That's
and
right.
Get some shoe on my face, you know what I'm saying? Let the wind touch me, you know what I'm saying? Look at the stars and all that, man. But you just brought up a good point when you said the doers. And, you know, Trillionaire Trav, Sabrina Wright, Brother Haru, we're all doers. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Muhammad, he's a doer. You know what I mean? We're not just sitting on the soapbox talking about it and, like you say all the time, mental masturbation. We're actually taking the solutions that are given to us and we're applying them. You know what I mean? No matter how many solutions it is or how many opportunities it is, we don't let them pass us by. So coming off of Facts Initiative, and I think it was 2016 in Waterbury, Connecticut, we chose to apply the solutions and take the acronym and live it, like actually live it and apply it. You know what I mean? And it grew a network of people that transform into dollars. You know what I'm saying? We was able to monetize, you know, how we were moving and teach other people and go to other cities and do that and continuously do that and support other people, that other grassroots companies that were coming up, that because they just had ideas, but they had no network of people to, you know, get their idea to. So Facts Initiative was just like, it made all the sense. It not only made sense, it made dollars. You know what I mean? To bring entrepreneurs and families in the building, and not only entrepreneurs, but people who are seeking to be entrepreneurs, and, you know, saying change something, the doers. And like you said, it spoke to them and saying it was so many solutions in there that you had to gravitate to one of the solutions and basically go to facts2020.org and sign up. Basically, that's what it did. You know what I mean? They're saying it puts you in a position to say, you know, in 2020, you know that there's some things coming. You know what I mean? You guys spoke about some apps that y'all dropping that was highly explosive, that, you know what I'm saying, totally blew my mind and other people's mind. I've seen the reaction of people when we heard about Netflix. Netflix was like, whoa, original content. You know what I'm saying? It's a platform where we could, you know what I'm saying, spring so many ideas that the community has from all over. You know what I mean? And that's what we gave to people. And I knew that Red and Blue, not only Red and Blue, but Kevin Muhammad, all the speakers had solutions, and they weren't just talking about it. They could literally have something that was tangible that you can walk away with and say, you know what, I just added on to my life by building with these brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, for whatever it was, 6-7 hours. You know what I mean? Not only did we do that, we actually traded the black dollar that day. You know what I mean? We traded the black dollar, you know what I mean? And was entertained by the arts of our own people. So it was a beautiful thing, man. Facts Initiative coming all across, you know what I'm saying, the United States, all across the United States, man. That's a fact.
Right.
I'm looking forward to April 24th in the A. You know what I'm saying? Out there with you, Pillar. We looking forward to that, coming the 24th and May 10th. We looking forward to them dates.
No doubt. For my DC family in the DMV area, we have an announcement for our Facts date. And that tentatively is going to be on Mother's Day.
Facts.
In Washington, D.C., Mother's Day. And we're going to have a bevy of women entrepreneurs on the quote-unquote card to represent the divine feminine entrepreneurial spirit that is rising like a phoenix in this new epoch that we're in. We're going to highlight Dear Mama. We're going to highlight the divine feminine entrepreneurial spirit, the Madam C.J. Walker spirit that's running through the veins of the sister Sabrina Wright and many of the other sisters that are out here, illustrious and industrious. Salute to every single one of you. So look forward to the adverts. We're going to push that. We're going to get that out there. We're going to let the family know. and we'll have the link prepared for you in the very, very near future. But what we experienced on Saturday was so monumental. It was so powerful. It was so empowering, meaning that you could have been in the audience. You don't own a business. You don't have an idea of owning a business. You don't want to own a business. You're just happy to be there. You walked out very charged up, inspired. You were happy to see that there were so many people that looked like you who were up in front of you in front on that stage, and they were able to say, well, this is what we're doing, and this is not one thing. We're talking about serial entrepreneurs, people with multiple income streams who were able to point out, this is what I'm doing that works for me. This is what I'm doing that works for me. And this is what I'm doing that works for me. And not only am I getting up here sharing with you, I'm also willing to share the tools that I'm using to get me the things that I've got. That's very important when individuals are willing to share, because there's something that I want to share with the family and they might not be familiar with it, but I've spoken about it on many occasions. The difference between public and private that our people seem to be confused with. Now, I'm going to say something, and people may say that I'm wild for saying this, but I sent Mark Zuckerberg an email on Facebook. I wrote him. After they said that they were going to take my page and terminate me, I said, Mark, Mr. Zuckerberg, this is Red Pill. I say thank you, Mark, because you basically smacked me upside my head and you basically woke me up to the madness that I was out here perpetuating. Because here I was, Mr. Red Pill, on your public platform, giving out private information. I apologize. Namaste. You deserve to be on my tail. Because what happened with the internet, and especially social media, is this, that brothers came around with private information and flooded public spaces. And for that, they're getting their ass kicked out of public spaces, and they call it censorship. But I'm calling it putting people back in their right place, because information, the level of information that we're sharing with the family is not for the public forums.
Right.
It's not. So how can I be mad at Instagram and Facebook and what's the other one that they own? The shit that the Africans be using.
I don't know which one that is.
The app that everybody from the islands be using, fam.
TikTok? Yeah, because the TikTok.
No, it's the app. WhatsApp. WhatsApp. And remember, Mark Zuckerberg owns WhatsApp.
Okay, yeah, okay. The
Facebook,
TikTok.
right? So what I'm saying is that the information that people are putting out is private information. So they are not allowing it to be seen in the public realm anymore. They're scrubbing the internet of what they deem to be private information. What's private? They're like, yo, you niggas supposed to take that behind closed doors. This ain't for the Instagram stroll, is for Lizzo. You know what I'm saying? People that are selling hair and eyebrows, authors, people that are selling books, and people that are posting up memes. Not for you niggas that's running around giving the keys and the clues on how to solve black people's problems. You know what I'm saying? Not for you niggas trying to sell real estate. Not for you brothers out here doing Gary V type of inspiration, trying to do a live. They're like, no, that's not where you do it at. Take your ass into the Marriott. Take your ass into other places. Take your ass to Zoom. Take your ass to StreamYard. Get off of our public places with all of this. And I wrote him a letter. I said, yo, fam, thank you because you woke me up. Because I'm out here tripping, throwing out all of these jewels and pitching pearls when I'm supposed to put that in its proper place. In a lodge, in a fraternal order, inside of an organization where people are actually card carrying members. Thank you, Mark. I was out here slipping because the public don't respect private information. They will not value it. The place where people value private information is in private places like private school. Imagine if a private school teacher ran up in a public school talking about Fibonacci sequences and all of this stuff you know what I mean? They're like, what are you talking about? They're not gonna appreciate the level of intellect that somebody that's coming from the private sector into the quote unquote general population where the masses are asses. That's called a profane in Masonic circles. So I'm never doing that again. I'm not doing that.
I salute you for that, Ray.
I'm not doing that again. Somebody said get an app. Well, we got an app, sis. Yeah, we solved that problem. We jumped ahead of the solution. We ran. The problem was on our heels, and we took off with a solution. So we're not reactionary because we were actually working on this before they started censoring us. We're proactive. And like I said, the heat that they got out here where they taking channels away and they erasing people from the internet forever, they need to do that. Half of these niggas ain't talking about anything anyway. How about that? Let's bring Kevin back in. A lot of the people who they kicked off of the internet was called noise to begin with. They were out here spreading viruses and being very toxic. So I'm not really that mad at that. How you doing, brother Kevin? Back with us.
I'm here. Peace.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Yeah, people do not respect free information. So I think that those days are over. You know what I'm saying? The new business model is subscription based. Y'all got to get with the times. Everything has changed. Even on Instagram, it's pay to play on Instagram. It's pay to play on Facebook. You should not be on social media and you're not in a social network doing social network work. And social network means you paid Facebook $10 to promote something of yours. You play that game because you could win that game. Other than that,
Trav said that. Not to cut your wisdom, that was something that Trillionaire Trav said that, you know what I'm saying, people were too worried about putting their business online and not putting their business, you know what I'm saying, on social media, where it's like the things you got on social media, you put all your business out there and all the wrong things instead of putting out that, you know what I'm saying, that app that you just subscribed to, you know what I mean, by going to facts2020.org and signing up right now. Don't wait right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can put this on pause. Go ahead and go and sign up to facts2020.org and you'll see exactly what we talking about. Like, ain't no more, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it ain't no more talking, but you know what I'm saying? We really mobilize it. You know what I mean?
yes,
It's mobilized time.
It's mobilized time. We've been in class for too long. We graduated. Whoever made it to 2020, that was your graduation. You know, you all right, Blue? Oh, I thought your screen was frozen.
Yeah, Blue, I heard your voice.
The retrograde got my brother.
Matter of fact, Red, one of the things that you'll learn as an entrepreneur is that people won't respect a lot of times something that you give them for free. You have to charge them for it. They put a value on it. They respect it. When I first started my services, I used to go and consult. I used to go and have, you know, a way to get people to get services for free, you know, through government process. And I found out that when you tell people they got to pay if they're, you know, late, they got to pay for this service. They might frown, but they'll come. They know they're gonna be late. They're gonna pay extra. When you put a price on something, people value it better, and it's a phenomenon. When you put a price on it, put a value on it, people respect it, and people honor it better. So, you know, I understand how, you know, you just kicking the facts a little while ago about, you know, when something is free, you know, it really doesn't carry the value. People don't really respect it. You really have to pay for it. When you pay for it and promote it that way, the people that really want it are going to get it and honor it and respect it and put value on it. You know, so I understand that. I understand that.
And I shared something as well when we were doing the when I was up there talking, and I shared with the family that you might not have known who Sabrina Wright was before she got up in front of you and spoke to you. But after she finished speaking to you and she went to sit down, she added value to who she was, to everyone in that room, right? Because what she was able to deliver to them, they were able to see the value in her. When Puck got up there and performed, before he said a word, people may not have known who the brother was and was like, who is this brother in front of us? We came in to see Red and Blue. But after he finished performing, he added value to PUP, his brand. People were like, yo, that's hot. When the brother from North Carolina came through, right? The Galactic Guardian.
Yeah. Ilanura L.
Whoo, man, he bodied that.
Definitely.
And what I was saying was this, that for our brothers and sisters who don't realize that we have value in each other, that was the perfect example to say that ye are rich. Stop playing yourself. Stop devaluing yourself. Stop forfeiting your wealth and giving it to somebody else and acting like white ice is colder than black ice. Stop acting like we can't do the Midas touch and turn each other into gold. Because if we see the value in each other, we have to add that value, and we have to share that value, and we have to reciprocate that value. So if you see the value in your brothers and sisters, you have to honor that.
Especially in this era where information niggas want to get lit off giving shit. You gotta get the sample, yeah. You know, just like
I don't know what happened, but all we have to do is we have to focus on each other. By focusing on each other, what do? We value each other. We add more value to each other. You don't have to be signed to a record label if your people love you. You don't have to be running around trying to get somebody to put you under contract if your people value you. People don't understand why people are going to Hollywood, why they're signing contracts to record labels, why they're giving their lives away and selling their souls to these devils and whatnot, because they are not appreciated from whatever small hick town that they come from. They're not appreciated in circles that they think that they're loved in, so they go into strange places and do strange things for a piece of change. With Harvey Weinstein at 2:30 in the morning when he invites Lupita to his hotel room in the lobby at a bar at 3 a.m. He's like, yo, why don't you come upstairs and read the script? And she goes. And she goes at 3 a.m.
Mike.
Think a nigga dick that hard at 3.
So we have to focus on our network, because let me share something with you. This blew my mind. My African brother, Nana Yao, broke this down to me yesterday. We were talking about slavery. We were talking about the origins of slavery. We were talking about the origins of capitalism in America and the fact that it was built off of the quote unquote exchanging of human bodies, right? I was a block away from Aetna Life Insurance when I was in Connecticut. Aetna Life Insurance was one of the first life insurance companies that came up off of black bodies. Human trafficking. That's how because they did not deal with paper money when they had chattel slavery. They dealt in credit, and you were getting credit from insurance companies, and they were able to basically get credit extended to them by insuring black human bodies. And Aetna Life Insurance was the main one. So anyway, I was like, yo, they monetized the black corpse. The black cadaver is a cash cow for the American planter. The American planter came up. Do you know who the American planter turned into? The American planter turned into the international capitalist, the transnational capitalist, the owners of the Walmart, the owners of Chevron Mobile and Exxon and all of these things. All of these people came up as planters in the beginning, slavers, right? So after, quote unquote, Emancipation Proclamation, they was like, we're going to let these niggas go, but we got to be able to monetize the human corpse. We got to be able to monetize the human body inside of this matrix that they call the United States of America. So now where do we find ourselves fast forward down the line? If you are a card carrier member of a United States of America, guess what? They've monetized everything off of your body. Let's just go down the line. You wake up in the morning, you go outside and you buy something to eat and you pay taxes, they've monetized you. You say to yourself, you know what? I'm sovereign. I'm not paying taxes. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to scream on white people all day on a bullhorn. I'm not going to pay nothing. I'm just going to buck the system. They come and grab you up and lock you up and make you a 13th Amendment citizen. They make money off of you. You wind up getting sick and you got to go to the hospital because you ate their processed food that is intentionally designed to make you sick. They make money off of you. You go and put your children in their school and whatnot because you like, you know what? I can't afford to give them a homeschool education. I can't afford to hire a tutor. They make money off of you. You send your children away after all of these years of black power this, black power that. You like, you know what? You got to go get your college education. They make money off of you. You go ahead and you drive their cars and you pay their tolls and you you buy their gas and all of this stuff. They make money off of you. So in this capitalistic society, they've created a system to whereas they have tentacles inserted in all of our veins and they're sucking us dry, our sweat equity. They take it from us. That's why we feel fatigued because we're in this place where they're making all of it's almost like we're still on a plantation because this European is making money off of us and we don't even know this. So if you want to talk sovereignty, if you want to talk freedom, if you want to talk any of that fly talk, you have to devise a plan where we make money off of each other. Because you thought I was going to say, well, the white man don't make money off of you. No, Einstein, you got to make money off of each other. Because you're in a capitalistic system. You're in the matrix. So how do you tweak the matrix? You tweak the matrix to say, when I go to a hospital, I'm going to Blue Pill. I'm not going to the traditional hospital. I'm going to see my good brother Blue, or I'm going to Honduras, Atlanta, Honduras to lay up, or I'm going to Sadie's Village. I'm going somewhere, but I'm not going to St. Elsewhere. When you say instead of paying rent to the Hasidics, we're going to go ahead and buy land and we're going to build it with our hands. We're going to build an adobe. We're going to build a monolithic dome. We're going to build an earth ship. We don't got to build a skyscraper. You know what I mean? You don't have to build a plantation on your land. Build somewhere where you get a blueprint from somewhere. Build it out. And then pay yourself the rent or pay somebody who looks like you the bills and whatnot. We have to begin to devise a way to remove the tentacles. In the Matrix, it was the plug. It was all of those plugs that they had in the body before they flushed you and you went to Zion and whatnot. But we got to devise a plan to make because what do we exude? Energy. What is energy? Currency. So they've monetized our currency that we exude naturally. And that's how they are making bread off of us at every single turn. And we could, at this point, we can feel the drain. You can feel the drain. So to empower oneself and to get yourself off of this quote unquote matrix and get yourself off of the titty of Romulus and Remus, the intellects amongst us have to devise a plan to where our currency is being shared amongst each other and we're monetizing that. You wear underwears, I want to make your underwears. You wear socks, I want to make your socks. You wear shirts, I want to make your shirts. You wear jewelry, I want to make your jewelry. And if you go outside of the circle and then you shop with somebody else, you're in violation. You're in violations because we just laid out and we explained to you that this is about being sovereign. This is about being quote unquote your inalienable rights to basically, you know, we're talking about taking control. We're talking about what Garvey was talking about, being self-made. Let's not just speak about it in theory. In this new technical age that we live in, we can implement that. I'm trying to explain to you, you don't have to do it in protest either. You don't have to do it like certain people do it and get caught out there. Don't tell nobody what you're doing. Once again, like I said before, we not jacking what they doing in the public no more. Because I promise you, everybody that looks like us is really getting it. They're not on YouTube talking to you about how they're getting it. They're in private rooms doing private business. They're like this. You don't talk about when you have a run, when you got a run going, when you got a quote unquote a good thing going. Grandma would smack fire out of you. She told you, "Nigga, open your mouth." When you got a flow going, everybody that's getting money is not on YouTube. Let's be clear. They're not talking to you. You find out about their money when they're on a Breakfast Club. You find out about their money when they're on a CNN special. They're not going to say a word. Right. So don't go on the internet. Don't go on YouTube thinking that you're going to find that you're not going to find a skeleton on the internet, fam. It's not on the internet no more. They took that shit off. It's in private places, and you got to pay like you weigh to get in those rooms. You're not going to get in there smiling.
Mm-hmm. Look, this is why I've been silent for the entire evening. You know what I'm talking about? So, with that being said, I got a retreat coming up March 19th to March 23rd in the mountains of Mount Shasta. And we can discuss phase 2 of what's being done already, you know, at a venue such as that. You know what I'm saying? Let the people who are qualified to get this level of information gain access to this level of information. Because like you said, you know, the train has already left the station and it's made plenty of stops. And it's like we've told everything that we could possibly tell to the people for free already. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I'm like very much engaged with, you know, the active principle of doing. But we can only stop and share that information for people who want to participate. If they want to, they want to do as well. The doers, the ones you were talking about like that. So if they want to get with us to gain access to the next phase of things, and then the Smoke and Grow Rich tour is them having a front seat access to every aspect of the entire cannabis industry. And that deals with THC and CBD. That deals with the entire cannabis plant, you know. I mean, and it's like I said, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. This is not something that we could afford to ignore, specifically for the medicinal research that has been done as of recently, you know, which speaks to your endocannabinoid system. Feel me?
Right.
So it's just too much information. It's worthwhile us knowing for us not to know it or be inspired or activated enough to try and go. I'm saying this is something that needs to be discussed, and we can earn and learn at the same time. You feel me? So I got hemp for victory2020.com. We got smokeandgrowrichtours.com. We got shastameditation.com for the retreat. Yeah, and then, you know, I'm going to pop back up for the next Facts 2020 program. Other than that, I'm going to be busy. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to be busy getting busy on this plan.
That's facts.
You know what
Salute
I'm saying?
to you, right? I mean, salute to you, Blue. That we actually, me and Trillionaire Trav, the next morning after Facts Initiative. My mic good?
Semi.
Is it good? Mic check. Is it good?
Yeah, it sounds better now.
All right. The next morning, me and Trillionaire Trav, we woke up, instead of blowing some regular loud, we actually blew some of the pre-roll, the CBD joints, and like no lie, like this is no front and no bullshit. Like I'm giving you the real. Yo, it put me in a place where it was like, yo, Lord, we outside, and we blowing it down, and it gave me the, that same choice of wanting to blow it down, but it was CBD, and it was just like, it automatically made me think of, I want to smoke and grow rich. Like instantly, right after blowing it down, and I was just like, yo, that's all we could think about. That's all we could talk about. So me personally,
look,
yep,
tell them what you just told me. Hold on. What's good, family? What's popping?
Peace. What's the signs, God? What's up, Tariq?
Man, I'm blowing on this good CBD. It's a different. This I don't think it's ever been a cipher like this in America. With THC passing around the room and then CBD counteracting that. It's crazy.
It is. It is, man. I'm gonna tell you, Tyreek, man. Me and Tree in their trap. We woke up the next morning, and you know what I'm saying. We blew one down at the bus station. That's how real it was. We blew one down at the bus station, and there's no smoking around the bus station. And so, if you want to smoke something, you got to take a walk away from the bus station. And we did that, but coming back, it wasn't like we were doing something illegal because it was CBD. You know what I'm saying? And because we're in a public place. But coming back into the bus station, we sat down and we had a conversation, and the feeling that we had versus waking up smoking some regular loud, like something that was just super loud.
It's different.
I know what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of us do partake and some don't, but I do partake. You know what I'm saying? It gave me a feeling like, yo, this is really good. It was really good.
Yeah, you feel the medicinal aspect of it.
Right. So for me, it was like instantly what we talked about was smoking and growing rich. It made so much sense. You know what I mean? And I took that solution, and I'm gonna apply myself, and you know what I'm saying, push that narrative and push that initiative to smoke and grow, you know what I'm saying, grow rich, you know what I'm saying, wherever we go. You know what I mean? I'm 100% on board, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not only my consumer, but you know what I'm saying, I want to be the dealer too. You know what I mean?
It's only right. You gotta be. 2020 is about ownership. It's about the production value. It's about manufacturing. Blue Pill, you gotta work on your mic.
Okay. Yeah.
It's kind of like
still messed up.
No, you good. It's just that there's a little. It's like it must be something around the mic. Huh?
Yeah. Low popping.
Yeah, a little popping. Not when you talk.
Anyway, man. So basically, man, when y'all was hitting that CBD, man, you gotta understand, bro. You got an endocannabinoid system inside you that's been starving for it. You know what I'm saying? Then when in 1937, when they snatched it away, when Dirty Harry snatched that thing away from us, they banned the whole plant. You know what I'm saying? The medicinal value of CBD goes way beyond people can ever imagine. If you don't, like my man told you, you don't have a Hennessy system inside you, man. You have an endocannabinoid system that goes with a plant. It's built for a plant, and THC is just one component. You got over 100 and something different components. You got CBG. You know, we hit the people with the CBG just to let them know it's more to come.
Y'all know about CBG.
Y'all ain't know about CBG. A CBN about to come through. You know what I'm saying? It's all different type of CBs about to hit them. So and when you put them all together, it's called the entourage effect. You dig what I'm saying? When all the plant, when THC, CBD, all those endocannabinoids work together, it's an entourage effect. Now, what that gonna do to us, I don't know. You dig what I'm saying? If we've been starving for something that we ain't had for so long, and all of a sudden we get infused with that CBD or whatever what this thing is, it may be some type of transformational thing. I mean, we went to a church, bro. Oh, my bad. We was in a church, man. I'm sorry, I'm too loud, but we was in a church, bro. And we went to a church, man, and we went in there with that CBD pain cream, man. It was amazing. I mean, people was in there. There was actually people in pain, all different types of pain, man, and they don't want to be on the opioids because every time they take the opioid, it affect a part of their brain, and they get hooked on it. So they want to kill the pain, but they don't want to affect the brain. You dig what I'm saying? So we go into church, we hit them with that CBD. That CBD go straight to their pain receptors, kill that pain dipping up out. They dipping out. I mean, people like they're looking at us like, yo, Jesus just touched them. I think Jesus had the CBD on his cream, on his hand. You know what I'm saying? He was hitting them with that or something, man. But anyway, man, these people, I mean, it was healing up, man. We got it on video. And man, it was like, Pastor Paul was doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool, man, just to see people react to this plant. I'm like, damn, what's to come? So when we say smoke and grow rich, man, we telling people, man, look, man, y'all was out there, y'all was puffing, and they couldn't really. You was doing something. You was doing nothing illegal. What I should have told y'all is to have your COAs with you. I'm gonna break that all down to you. But that's why people need to come on the Smoke and Grow Rich tour so we can sit down, talk to them, and break the game down, man. Yeah, go to smokeandgrowrichtour.com or follow us on Instagram. Check that out, man. But I want people to come and understand that. But the CBD, man, that's a whole nother lecture. I don't want to take all y'all boy time like that, man. But really study that, man. It's crazy. It's bigger than CBD though. When you talk about your initiative, food, clothing, shelter, all that type of stuff, that one plant can deal with all those jobs. You know what I'm saying?
I want to know if CBD helps with menopause.
Yeah, yes, sir. You know what I'm saying?
Miracle.
Him. But I'm gonna let you get back to it, man. Yo, man, but appreciate the time.
Tyreek. That's my brother right there, y'all. That's Tyreek from Smoke and Grow Rich Tours. If y'all ever see the guard, give him a salute. This is a soldier right here, and he's doing big things.
Yeah. Peace out, man. Y'all be safe.
Yeah.
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 Like I said, what more can we say? You know what I'm saying? Laying it out. There's a lot going on, but there's a lot available for the family to engage, to actively get involved, and see a return from their investment. And that investment more so being time more than money. You know what I mean? This is an information and education game. This is something that everyone needs to know about. And the more people know about it, the more it can grow out. You know what I mean? So I want to thank you for your time. Thank you again for the opportunity to present this information to an audience that was very much receptive to it. And we need to come back to Hartford and do it 2 times as big, in about 2 or 3 months. Feel me?
Most definitely, Blue. Most definitely, man. Salute to the Lordies, man. Word, man. I'm totally with, both Facts Initiative, the Smoke and Grow Rich, you know what I'm saying? Facts2020.org. My mic is good? Is my mic good?
I don't know. Somebody's mic is popping.
Yeah, it might be mine. Like I said, I'm about to bust a move, so
salute, Lordy.
All right.
Peace. You back on the mall?
Yeah, as I was saying, man, Connecticut, we really on. Blue touched on, coming back to Hartford, you know what I mean? And that's soon, you know what I mean, coming back to Connecticut. But, Atlanta, get ready, Atlanta, get ready. DC, get ready. You know what I mean? Reach out to whoever you got to reach out to, you know what I'm saying? All the information coming real soon. That Mother's Day, that feminine energy gonna be really very high that day, and we tapping into it. You know what I mean? All of us came from a woman, like my man Pac would say, got a name from a woman. You know what I mean? That's
a name from a woman.
You know what I mean? That's something that's really real. You know what I'm saying? For each and every one, everybody got a belly button. You know what I'm saying? You was hooked to that umbilical cord at one time. You know what I'm saying? You came out the womb. You know what I mean? So we got to give reverence to that. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, like you just do. You know what I mean? And then whatever else you give reverence to. You know what I'm saying? After that, but you know what I'm saying? Mom Dukes come first.
You know what I mean? So shouts out to all the mothers out there, all the ones that's working hard. You know what I mean? The ones that don't gotta work as hard anymore because your son or your daughter put you in a position where or is in a position where they tapped into their own greatness and now they taking care of the fam. You know what I mean? Where I want to salute you, Kevin Muhammad, Red, for this time right here, man. It's been great.
No doubt, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all coming through. Do y'all want to leave the family with anything and let them know any upcoming events where they could check you out? Brother Kevin, I know that you have your thing going with the homeschooling. The day after I was in Harlem on 25th, speaking to some brothers that I definitely need to get you in contact with. But can you put your information out there and let them know what you're doing with the children? Oh, my bad. I gotta unmute your mic. There you go. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can y'all hear him? Because I can't hear. I'm going to ask the audience if they can hear you. Give me 1 minute. Let me see what they say. Nah, they can't hear you, God. You might have to come back in the room. You might have to come out and come back in because I don't know what it is, but I couldn't hear the Lord. Yeah, so he'll be back real quick. Is there anything that you want to leave the family with, Heru? That you didn't leave them with?
Definitely, man. I definitely do, man. I want y'all to go. We trade sports 24/7 on Instagram, and basically, turn your phone into an ATM. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? We always watching sports, but as we really get in the bag, so we're not betting on sports. We trading sports. You know what I mean? And
That's right.
taking and it becomes residual when you watching your money and you taking, a 7% bet and you bet 10 times and you lose 9, but that 10th time that you win, you just won twice your money. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a system to it. You just gotta follow the system. It's very simple. It's a copy and paste system. So it's not like you gotta be some guru and be watching the games and doing all this crazy stuff. We Trade Sports. Shouts out to Trillionaire Trav, who is spearheading We Trade Sports. Follow me on Instagram, brother_Haru. And like I said, April 24th, Atlanta, Facts Initiative in Atlanta. That's going down. That's going to be real major. Red, Blue, Sabrina Wright, Trillionaire Trav, and a host of other people that's down there already in the A.
You said WeTradeSports.com?
It's We Trade Sports. WeTradeSports.com is still under construction. We coming out with an app, the whole 9 yards. You know what I'm saying? We just getting the everything in order. But it's coming. But it's mad testimonies out there right now. You know what I mean? Hit me on, what I'm saying, either one of my Instagrams, CTS, the number 1, HYPEMAN. Hit me on that one. I'll show you receipts, you know what I'm saying? From people all over the US. You know what I mean? Even people that's in Russia right now, they getting it, you know what I mean? Tapping in. You know what I mean? It's that simple because sports is everywhere, you know what I mean? And they come on every day, some type of sport, you know what I mean? But that's one of the major things, man. And that's basically it, man. I want to shout out everybody who came to Facts Initiative, everybody. Make sure y'all share this video right here, man. And y'all subscribe. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to Know the Ledge. This is show 99?
Yeah, for Melanin Monday.
Melanin Monday 99, man. It's an honor. It's
For
an
my hat
honor.
for show 100. We got to figure out something.
Word. It's definitely an honor, man. Facts.
All right, let me bring Brother Kevin in.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna put your phone on mute, God. Peace, Brother Kevin. Are you with us? I don't see your camera. I don't see your. Is your camera on? There you go. We can't hear you. can't hear you. I can't hear you. See that bling? My stones is dripping. Yo, okay. What we doing? What we doing? I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Still can't hear you, my brother. Still, we heard you all night, but I don't even know, and I don't have you on mute. Your mic is open, but it's not picking up any volume. I'm not sure what that's about. Yes, thank you for thank you for being in the building for the build tonight. You know what I mean? Everybody that was in the building for the build tonight. And like I was saying earlier, we have an upcoming lecture. We're gonna build more on this topic. All right. Fear of a Black and More Messiah, 2020, Year of Fear, Part 2. March the 5th. We're doing it on a Thursday. March the 5th. Live stream, 8 p.m. to 12. March the 5th. That will be our Third Eye Thursdays. That's the beginning of our online classes. We're going to be doing Third Eye Thursdays online classes. It is a paid membership, all right? We will be no longer doing YouTube Third Eye Thursdays. That's coming to an end at the end of this month. We're retiring or we're upgrading Third Eye Thursdays as a weekly class for those students that really want to learn, that really want to progress, and that really want to level up with the information. So the sports betting website, hold on. So if you want to get a pre-ticket, you already know $20 to the Cash App. The Cash App is right here. $20 in your email to the Cash App. And we got 3 slots left to get the free PDF from the part 1 of the series. 3 slots are left. We already had about 17 people that responded and got their tickets. So if you want a pre-ticket, a pre-sale ticket, email and a dub to the Cash App, and we will put you on the waiting list, or we put you in the paid tier. So you guys will get your link the day of the lecture. All right, you'll get your link the day of the lecture. So that's what it is. I'm looking for the Cash App. I don't know. Give me 1 minute, yo. Let me look. Oh, there it goes. For the family, there's the Cash App is right there scrolling. I had somebody ask me about it. Brother Heru. All right, I'm gonna post my brother's Heru. So you can follow him on social media. Go and follow my brother on social media. He's also a DJ. Let him know, Heru. You also a DJ.
Fact, man, I've been doing that, MCing and a DJ the last 25 years in the tri-state area, Massachusetts, New York, Connecticut. Connecticut's #1 hype man. Shouts out to J Spot, 1980 East Main Street, Waterbury, Connecticut, man. Come catch these vibes. That's a spot that's owned by some females. So it's always good to vibe with the queens. Nice laid back spot, man. Shouts out to my man Ray Dogan. King Show out there in Hartford, man. We came through with the after party, after the facts initiative. Shouts out to them. Facts, man. Anybody, photography, videography. If you in a tri-state area, get at me. Or my Cash App is that simple. CTS #1 hype man. It's all there, man. But I follow back too, so you know what I'm saying. It's not a game. You can reach out, and it's major drip around.
Hold on. Don't let me open up the safe. Don't let me have to go open up the safe. Look. Don't act crazy, man. I'll go Trump jury on you, man. Don't act up. I'll put a rope around these fucking rocks so you niggas, man. Don't play with me. You know what I'm talking about? That big drip. Yeah, 504, big drip. How about that?
Oh, big drip.
Aye. Nah, but shout out to my peoples with the jury. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, man. That sacred side, man. You know what I'm saying? Tapping in. You already know we tapping in. We're wearing the copper because it's conductive, and you touched on that earlier. You know what I'm saying about currency. You know what I mean? And it's different waves of currency, being money, being your energy. You know what I'm saying? The kilowatts. I think your brother spoke about that at Ascension 2020 and how much power the human body puts out. So that's only on this plane. So the higher planes that you go out, you know what I mean? You basically get, if you had that much power, we could create our own worlds. You know what I'm saying? And this is only on this plane. So it's like,
The
you got to tap
Kardashev
in.
scale. The Kardashev scale.
Yes.
Yeah.
He spoke about that at 2020. You know what I mean? That was something that I tapped into after he was he built on that. But it's all about alignment, man. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm around for, man. Shouts out to all the Galactic Guardians, GGD 720. That's another thing. Y'all can hashtag anything on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. Hashtag GGD 720. You see all the great work. So you know what I'm saying? That's a good way to see the work, because you can see me on this live and talking and saying he just talking. Go to that hashtag GGD720 and see the work we put in. Black Lord Messiah, Health is Wealth, Bastards of the Party. You know what I mean? Bastards of the Parties with Supernova Sloan was crazy, uniting the Bloods and Crips, making purple, and you know what I'm saying, unifying the hood, healing the hood. That was real important to do in my city, in Waterbury, Connecticut. That was really important.
See,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and what the family might not understand, like the promoters and the lecturers have a special relationship. You know what I mean? The promoters, let me bring Brother Kevin in here. The promoters and the lecturers, or what they call the talent. They call me we're the talent. The same way that you have in the rap game. You have the labels and you have the talent. This platform is the label, right? Like a Sinetta TV, a Black Magic, a Notalege, that's the label. That's the management. And then what comes out of the label is the talent. So we have a relationship with the promoters because the promoters believe in us. There's an intricate relationship between the promoters and the talent or the lecturers. The promoters are instrumental in their building of their communities because they were brave enough to risk it all to bring information into their cities or into their states or into their hoods and whatnot. And the people who show up are able to get benefit in live, not on a computer. This is cool and everything, but face to face is hit differently. I'm gonna have to mute y'all mics. The shit sound like y'all got that little nigga from Australia in a plastic bag or something. You know what I'm saying? Moving around. The little dudes that be flossing. What's his name from Australia? I got unmute your mic. I couldn't hear you, Heru. What you saying?
I said, nah, that's you, Lo. That's that crackling pop you got going on over there, Lo.
Oh, are you talking to me?
You
talking to me? Nah, that ain't me. Nah, that's one of y'all. I'm Gucci when I put you on mute. How about that?
All right.
Nah, I'm just saying I don't even want to mute the gods. Like this shit, it really hurts me. I never want to mute the black man, but god damn it. You know?
So let me get a mic check.
It sounds like two Beatles are playing handball. Excuse me?
My mic still messed up?
It's not the mic, it's a pops coming from I don't know what it is. It sounds like, remember Transformers with Sam Wiki when they was going it sounds like that.
I don't know what it is though, Lo. I'm a mute though. I'm a mute.
All right, no doubt. But we're about to wrap up the show anyway. It's 2 hours in. We'll be back on Wednesday for KTL Radio 2020. Blue Pill will be back for his Tuesday show, Tough Talk Tuesday, with our good brother Ken Bripson. That's tomorrow. And yeah, Mercury retrograde, you know what I mean? Record grade is in full effect. Oh, let's talk about Harvey Weinstein before we leave. Do you guys want to build on that? Harvey Weinstein was found guilty today of the lesser charges. Out of his 5 charges, he was found not guilty on the 3 serious ones, and they basically gave him 2 charges that will qualify him for probation. And then they said that instead of going to Rikers Island, he went to quote unquote the hospital because he's playing that whole role about being, you know, old and moist or whatever. He's basically looking for sympathy through his Kaiser Sose act. If you remember Kaiser Sose in the Usual Suspect movies, Kaiser Sose was acting like he was crippled and basically invalid. And when he walked out of that police station, he straightened right on up. They had a memorial for Kobe Bryant today in the Staples Center. Louis Farrakhan yesterday at the Savior's Day in Detroit, he spoke about the Kobe Bryant and Gayle King situation. And he basically was shaming Gayle King. He called it out. They never apologized to that man. And we gave him up to today. Today is the day of that. I don't know if it wasn't a burial. I don't think the bodies were there. It was a memorial, right? But the window got closed today. Remember, death comes in 3. The window was open until they had the memorial. You know what I'm talking about? So
Wow.
Pop Smoke died while the window was open. Willona from Good Times, she died while the window was open. Drew Carey's girlfriend, a white woman, she died in LA while the window was open. But there was other melanated people that died while the window was open. So that's important that you gotta bury, you have to close the door on when people, especially a star like Kobe Bryant, his death created a void damn near. It's a pull. You gotta bury them. You have to finish that off. You gotta send them off because the window was open. That void was still there, and the young brother Pop Smoke got swallowed up in LA in that void. There's like 3 famous people that died last week in LA. Pop Smoke was of our community. He was in hip hop, so we know about him. But like 2 people died in the European space. Yeah, it was a gateway. Yeah, Jordan cried. Yeah, Michael Jordan cried. Okay, that's the new meme that they'll use. And Harvey Weinstein, who has yet to be ridiculed and demonized and besmirched by Gayle King, by Oprah Winfrey, by even the white women on mainstream media, Don Lemonhead. You know what I'm saying? There's no smoke for Harvey Weinstein. They're going to ridicule him now that he's been found guilty. But they was giving Bill Cosby and everybody the smoke before they were found guilty. And then really canceled them the minute they got found guilty. To whereas you can't even say Bill Cosby's name anymore. It's almost blasphemy. Brother Kevin Muhammad, is your picture stuck or you are?
Can you?
Oh, your picture stuck. I just thought that you was wild disciplined, that you just had the permanent pose.
Okay. Can you see me?
I can see you, but your picture is stuck.
Picture stuck. You can
I
hear
can
me.
hear you though.
Okay.
I can hear you.
So I'm here. I might not be in the physical, but I'm here.
You're definitely here, my good brother. I just hope nobody comes out of that side door right there, because that looks like a scene out of Saw.
Okay.
Like somebody finna pop out of that door and grab you or something. But anyway, Harvey Weinstein. They call him the beast in Hollywood. The most powerful figure yet to be tried in Me Too. He's 1,000 times more powerful than Bill Cosby in that industry. 1,000 more times powerful than R. Kelly in that. And he is the power player, or was the most powerful power player in Hollywood. If you wanted to get anything done, you had to come and sit on Harvey's lap.
Yep.
And it's been rumored that he has female genitals. What's funny with that? And look at his face. He's real hard to look at. And he has female genitals. He should have been in jail. You know what I'm talking about? How they kept that secret for so long? How many women was able to hold that on their chest for so many long? You got a big ugly man running around looking like the Thing, and he got a yoni, and nobody knows. It's not even a. They didn't even leak that to the shade room. Like it wasn't even a rumor. You know what I'm saying? Every rapper in this world done got their business put out there by the shade room and the Ozone magazine, but for somehow, some way, niggas was protecting Harvey. But anyway. You're gonna see them try to besmirch him now that he's found guilty, because theoretically it's safe to do stuff to him. Theoretically, he's a punching bag now. Theoretically, they could basically drag him. But when it comes time for his sentencing, he's not gonna get the kind of time that Bill Cosby got. He's not gonna get the kind of time that all of these other. He's gonna get not Brock Lesnar. What was the dude from college that they let out? He basically did a rape. His name was Brock something. That's what he's gonna get. He bought the jury. He bought somebody in a jury. That's why whoever he bought was deadlocking the jury. And then they probably was like, you know what? We'll just settle on a lesser charge, because they could not exonerate him because he bought somebody. Somebody got bought in that jury. Please believe I have no doubts that they purchased somebody. And the case was man weak to begin with. They didn't have no smoking guns. So yeah, somebody said that they're gonna deflect by tearing down the brothers. Whatever brothers out there right now in Hollywood, please hear me. Don't have no sex with no Beckys or anybody for about 30 days. Be clear. Because the minute anybody get caught up, they need a Band-Aid for the Harvey Weinstein. They need a distraction. They need a smoke screen. They need a new, quote unquote, Jesus figure to nail to their cross. Do not become him. I mean, we got past the Super Bowl and the All-Star weekend. That's where niggas really get caught up at. You know what I'm saying? I hope the majority of the people who shot their load and, paid their cash apps and, got their NDA, their non-disclosure agreement signed, because that shit could come back to bite you. And let's close it out with our good brother Deontay Wilder. In Black History Month, the audacity on 222. First of all, I think that he picked the wrong day to fight. Obviously, he's not probably in a great alignment with the astrology on the moon. I don't think that was a good day for him. I think if anybody is tapped into the astrology, it's the Gypsy. The Gypsy went and got a black trainer after the draw of the last fight. The Gypsy knew that he had to go into the hood. He went into the mud, the same place that Deontay Wilder is from. He's from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. He's from the mud. He's a mound builder. He's probably one of the Yamasee tribe. You know what I mean? And the white boy, the Gypsy, because Gypsies travel and they go places. They'll go to the mud to get what they need. So he went to the mud, and he got him a trainer who was able to point out all of the kinks in Deontay Wilder's armor, because Deontay Wilder doesn't necessarily he doesn't have the sweet science. He's a brawler. Yeah, and then Wilder gave up 40 pounds against Fury. Shut up. What up, Bashira? Wilder gave up 40 pounds to a. You ever got hit by a big doofy white dude? You ever got clocked behind your ears by a white dude who be throwing their weight all in their double elbows? They got the 2L. He's just mad water weight. Did you see Tyson? Did you see the white boy? He's just like a tall bag of worms. You know what I'm saying? He's just all sloppy and like, remember Anthony Joshua got beat by Andy Garcia, the cab driver? Yeah, he hit him with, he was another sloppy dude. All these bad body niggas out here.
That fight was the same way. When Joshua got hit, his fight was the same way. Am my mic good?
Your mic is good.
Yeah, that was the same way when Joshua got hit on the back of the head or the ear and just lost his equilibrium, and it was over. It was just like the giant had fell. It was crazy. Like that
Oh
momentum.
man. I mean, I guess
Great.
that's the running joke in these fucking gyms and whatnot. They like, yo, hit niggas behind their ears. It'll completely throw them off. I saw the hit when the white boy, his arm, his reach, he has inches in his reach. He's almost 7 feet tall. And he washed up Deontay Wilder. Now I'm gonna finish my point. I'm saying that he went to get training, right? What is 2020 showing us? Beyond anything, 2020 is showing us if you don't come, welcome to the party. If you don't come prepared to the party, right, you're gonna get your shit washed. If you're moving in these streets and you're not moving militant and you have any kind of slip-ups, the stakes are high. Since we're in 2020, it's a different ball game. This is a different game. If you're not moving with the power of not just the ancestors, that's not going to do it these days only. You have to train. You have to be properly prepared because piss poor performance is what we saw on Saturday. I could tell when somebody's prepared and I could tell when they not. He was not prepared. He looked like he was having sex before he went to fight. His legs was spaghetti. He had wobbly legs and whatnot. He had his little whiz and whatnot that he was running around. Nigga, this is not Cardi being Offset. You don't get points for that. You out here. What you doing? You know what I'm talking about? You not Boaz and Jackham, nigga. You not J&B. This is not the fucking runaway tour. Pardon me, brother Muhammad. I don't want to use this profanity around you. You did.
And I'm open. I'm open.
Oh, okay. We'll go in. Yeah, let's go. My guy. This is not a video shoot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This ain't that. You niggas, you acting like you on Tinder or something, showing your whiz off. We want you to show them hands off. How about that? You know what I'm saying? How about that, Rocky Balboa? You in the screen, Adrian, get the strap. The white boy was pounding on you so much. He was like, get the strap, Adrian. He was giving you the business. Stop Allah. He was giving you a business. And then he took it even further because let's be clear. Let's point this out. And I already called it. Because when I came across the article that said, I didn't even post it on my Instagram because I was like, you know what? The day that the article came to me, I had reached my limit of posting homoerotic articles. And that one just tipped it. It just tipped the scale because it said a big headline that the Gypsy King said that he masturbated 7 times a day in preparation for his fight against the Bronze Bomber from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Mr. To This Day. When I read that heading right there, I said, pregnant pause, right? Super pause, right? I'm like, who the fuck does some shit like that? But somebody who is doing what? Fetishing over you. Okay? They kissed the last fight. So the fact that they kissed the last fight and he said that he was beaten off in preparation to beat this man, his flesh. Oh no, I wouldn't even afford him. I was like, I'd have been like, fam, I got the coronavirus. I'm gonna sit this one out. Like, I'm not going in the ring with a nigga who's beating off to my poster every day. That's a different kind of animal right there. And if that's the case, when you get in the ring, you gotta bite him like Tyson. He wilded them up. Yeah. And then he did the gypsy version of General Butt Naked. General Butt Naked was like, yo, when I go out to fight wars, I get butt naked. This was the Civil War in Liberia. This was the episode that made Vice News the household name that it is today, General Butt Naked. General Butt Naked. Look, Wilder is still noble. He originally started fighting to pay for his daughter's health care. Well, she gonna have to pay for his health care if that nigga don't get in the gym. All of that noble shit, that's cool, but it's in 2020, and we're saying that if you're gonna represent the people, you gotta go to the limits to represent the people at this point. Just having a good right hand ain't enough. So General Butt Naked said that when he kills his victim, first of all, he said when he's butt naked, bullets can't see him. That's why he's butt naked. He's like, yo, The bullets can't see me when I'm buck naked on the motherfucking on the killing fields. Then he said, when I kill the op, when I run down on the op, when I kill the Vic, I eat their heart. Why? Because we warriors. And in warrior culture, when you slay your enemy, you drink their blood and you eat their heart.
Peace, bro,
Right?
Brett.
Huh?
And I was looking at, somebody was showing me little IG the clips where he was actually sucking the blood off of Wilder's neck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm explaining to you that he completed his ritual.
Mm-hmm.
It was homoeroticism of the highest degree in HD. And Europeans are a tribal people, and they subscribe to the 100 monkey theory as well.
Mm-hmm.
I would throw it out there, ask in the chat, because today is Monday, so people have gone back to work. How many people in the chat got their face licked today by a white person? Talk black to me. How many of y'all got licked by a white person? How many of y'all got a phone call by your snow bunnies or your snow king after the Tyson Wilder fight, and your white boyfriend was like, I want to come over and lick you? Because what they do, get the book, The Delectable Negro. The Delectable Negro, it talks about how they were eating the slaves. Because remember, when they had these coffles and whatnot, and they were purchasing cargoes of slaves, every slave did not make it to the plantation. Let's be clear. And every slave, there was no requirement that when you bought a slave, you had to bring it to the plantation. That was not the requirement. You know what I'm saying? So they were basically cooking a lot of dark meat. That's why in KFC, they like, give me some dark meat. The real dark meat is not a chicken, my guy. The real dark meat is an African. And it said that nigga tastes like chicken. And I haven't eaten one yet, but I'll let you know if I ever do what they taste like. You know? But they fetish us. They eat us like ice cream. They fetish our flesh. They fetish our melanin. You know what it is. I don't want to get I don't want to get, it's mad late though. We could go there. Yeah. But Kevin is here. So we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. We're not going to delve into the deep web on you tonight. You know what I mean? Because I was about to get real dark on you and get into the psyche of these Europeans.
All right, Red. All right, Red.
Huh? No, we're not going to do that right now. What we're saying is they drink blood. That's not a secret, but they were able to do. For the people who never saw nothing like that, they experienced that at the fight. But yeah, that's what they do. Mm-hmm. They drink your tears and they drink your blood. So white society, the reason why we have the lecture entitled "Fear of a Black and More Messiah" is to point out the fact that they drink your tears. They drink your tears. So all of that marching that we were doing, like I said, the spell started in 2012. There was spells before that, but Obama was president in 2008, right? And the 4 years leading up to 2012 was the beginning of their quote-unquote new crusades. After 2012, they launched a crusade against Black people within the borders of America and outside of America. Libya became a slave country. All kind of shit started going down. But definitely inside of the borders of Northwest of Mexico, they declared war against the quote-unquote melanin Black man, the cis hetero Black male principle, the divine masculine principle. They launched a campaign against it, and they used the corpse, they used the cadaver and the spirit of that young man, Trayvon Martin, and set it off. And they've been washing ever since. And they've been drinking Black tears, and they've been drinking Black blood ever since. What happened to bring the girls home? Where they at? Where they at?
Yeah, there's a lot of them missing. Like that's
no, what I'm saying, the numbers tripled after 2012. The numbers tripled. Sex trafficking tripled. The numbers of the prostitutes got younger. The numbers of the young killers tripled. This is the yummy factor. The shit, the Chicago shit, it kicked off after 2012. They was drilling in Chicago, but Chief Keef got signed to a few $1 million in 2013. And that's when every weekend we would go online and we would be like, well, God damn it. How do you shoot 500 niggas in one weekend? How is it possible?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Adrenochrome, right? The adrenochrome is, so you mean to tell me that blood, because if you looked at Deontay Wilder's face, he was wild up. He looked scared. So you mean to tell me that his blood did not have some form of adrenochrome in it? You mean to tell me when he was bleeding out of his eardrum, they just got ruptured? It wasn't some kind of nutrients that this white Neanderthal was able to take in. He drunk his essence. I do not want to see a third fight. There's no wins after that. The best thing that they could do is duel it out with some hammers. But don't go back in the ring against that boy. He's going to Drago you. He's going to Drago you. It's like he knocks you out and then he kisses you. If a nigga, like, remember Debo on Friday? What if Debo knocked Red out, pause, and then kissed him? Red can't do anything to Debo after that. There's no wins, my nigga. You just got your manhood took. Terry Crews got his package grabbed. Terry Crews can't talk. That's why Terry Crews was not he didn't want no smoke with his package grabber, because your manhood, in your manhood is your power. In your manhood is your power. We try to say that without our LBGT brothers feeling like we're always dropping anvils on their heads, pause, or we're always beating them up, or there's some kind of phobia exuding out of my mouth. When we just trying to give our young homies, little homies, the big homie talk that nobody had with you, but you don't know what it is when you hear it. You feel like it's tough love. You damn right it's tough love, but it's still love. We're just saying to the millions of ancestors that are on these clouds looking at you niggas, that's not honorable. Because your manhood, your power is in your manhood. And once you break that skill, my God, you don't have power. Your power is leaving you. And somebody has dominated you and they have power over you. That's why in all of these man-on-man relationships that I see, the black man, the Billy Porters, you niggas look like, what's his name from 12 Years a Slave? You look like Solomon, whatever his name is, Northup. You niggas look like you slaves. It looks like a new form of chattel slavery. You look like you are domesticated in a bad way. It look bad. It look bad. I'm just keeping it a buck. So he took his manhood in a sense. And there's a homoerotic relationship between the two because two men don't supposed to be kissing after they fight. So, Mr. To this day, somebody should really pull my brother and be like, fam, there's certain things that we can't be out here doing. It's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. We can't be doing that. That's not what's up. And if we doing it like that, you don't represent me, fam. No offense, but you ain't representing me. You know, to this day. So I wish the good brother, or I ride with Deontay, you know what I mean? I'm not going to throw him under the bus. But he said that he wasn't even training for this fight. So this is constructive criticism. He opened up the door to be constructively criticized. It's no hate. It's just tough love at the end. If a nigga knock me out, I'm gonna hear it from all of y'all. So look, every dog has his day, and he got to get this. He got to get this work because at the end of the day, it wasn't like he wasn't being arrogant. It wasn't like he was like, you know what, this is mad important to me. The white boy already almost whooped my ass before, so I'm gonna put his ass. I'm gonna put him in a bad predicament. Don't be unprepared in 2020, family. Don't go to LA and slip up and don't do what Pop Smoke. And I'm not blaming Pop Smoke for what happened to him, but I'm saying that some precaution could have been taken. It hurts my heart that a 20-year-old talented brother with a messianic force is not with us no more. That shit hurts. My whole city is hurt right now. You should see the faces on the babies. My son told me that they was crying in school when Pop Smoke got killed. Because my son is 12 years old, and my son is like how I was at 12 years old. When I was 12 years old, I was listening to all of the lit 18-year-olds. Because when I was 12 years old, Rakim was 18. That nigga looked mad old in the face, but he was 18. LL Cool J was 17. Big Daddy Kane was like 19. They was the same age that these drillers are right now. They was the same age that the quote unquote bando trap rappers, that all of the 8-year-olds, that these little kids is 9 and 10 years old. These are their heroes.
Mm-hmm.
All of these adults be acting mad weird and talking about, oh, I don't listen to that. I don't got nothing to do with me. I'm not talking to you then. And you need to be a better parent if you have a seed and find out what they listening to. Oh, now my son listening to Soundgarden, and my son is listening to Butthole Surfers. Well, shit, that could be a problem too. That could be a problem too. You know what I'm saying? Shit. But I was listening to the Shooters. I was listening to the Juice Crew. I was listening to the Symphony. I was listening to the drillers of my days. Cool B Rap and all of them. You know what I mean? And then when I heard about NWA and Scarface, I was listening to them too. And I was a young, impressionable youth trying to make sense about what I was hearing and visualizing every word bar for bar. When Slick Rick had the thing about he came out with the Adventures of Slick Rick, that shit was like X-rated. When Cool G Rap came out with an album, the shit was like a porno on wax. Like my virgin ears never heard that before. So I told my son, I said, me and you is different because I never listened to the same music. My father listens to jazz. He grew us up listening to Salt Peanuts. We grew up listening to Coltrane, Billie Holiday, you name it, Max Roach, the whole thing. My father has an extensive record collection. The shit is like Tower Records on all of his jazz and blues singers. But me and my son, my 12-year-old, we have an interesting relationship because I listen to the same music that he listens to. I'll be like, yo, put me on. What's popping? What's hot, my nigga? Because I'll be damned if I don't try to find out. I want to know what Little Uzi Vert is talking about if you listening to him. I want to know what Juice WRLD was saying to my son. And we'll be playing Uno. It'll be a family. My father will be there. My niece will be there. My son is there. I'm there because every weekend I go to my father's, and bring my son with me so we could basically do father-son shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because that's how, you know, that's my family structure. And we be telling my son, say, Amir, just put the music on while we playing because I want my father to lose. And I know if you put on some fucking trap rap, if you put some Tekashi on, that nigga's gonna lose because he's not gonna be able to think straight. And we can hit him with the draw four and all of that and pile up on him. You know what I'm saying? My father he can't function when the fucking ratchet music is playing. He's like, what the hell? What's going on? Who's the Migos? We be like, yeah, we got him. So me and my son listen to the same music. And I told my son this. I said, this thing that we doing is going to be different. You're 12 years old. When I was 12 years old, I knew that my father was square to my world. So I was able to get over as a young teenager because my father he was completely unaware of my world. But I told my son, nigga, you're in my world. We're in the same world. You cannot get over on me at 12 years old. Don't ever think that. I know what you thinking before you think it. That's the only plus of listening to the same goddamn music that you listen to, is that I know what you thinking because I know who you listen to. So I know that your ass wants to drill one day. You want to get down with a gang or something. You want to, you entertain that thought. But I let them know. Nigga, you will get drilled the minute that, you know what I'm saying? I'll come and drill your ass personally. You don't got to worry about the ops because I know where you live, nigga. Send the Addy. I'm going to hunt you down. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to have that. And what I'm appealing to the parents to save these babies before we lose them, because there's a risk right now. There's a heavy risk in the air of you losing your child to becoming a Blood, a Crip, a GD, a GDK, whatever, all of these gangs that are out here. Because we already losing the 18s and the 17 and 16-year-olds. They already out of here. They already getting locked up and catching capital murder charge. They addicted to Xanny and Percocets, Molly and whatnot. Mad tattoos of their face at 14, shit like that. The sisters, the young women at 14, they are thinking about selling the box. They're thinking about prostituting themselves so they could get the whole Kylie collection of the foundation, the Savage Fenty collection. They're thinking about swiping up, taking their clothes off, OnlyFans, Backpage, and all of this shit. Let's not even talk about the 18-year-olds that's out here looking like they 30 of these young women, worn out at 18, completely stretched out. You know what I'm talking about? Completely worn out. Looking like mechanics and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Calluses all on their hands and whatnot. And these little niggas, full-grown beards at like 16. Look at Pop Smoke. He was 20 years old. He looked like, if you put me and Pop Smoke together on a good day when I got a shape up and you was like $4,000, who's 44? Niggas would probably point to him. For real. You know what I'm talking about? Because the youth are living fast right now. They're living very fast. Those pills, that Henny every night, you know what I mean? That Hennessy, niggas is drinking Hennessy for breakfast. It's having its toll. It's having, Snuffleupagus eyelashes and whatnot. It's having its toll on our people. You got these little shorties with old wigs on. How you 18 with a fucking church wig on? That's a wig for somebody that lost their hair. What you doing? What are you doing? Huh? How you 16 and your edges is gone? What happened? Huh? At 12? This shit's right away? What the fuck? What happened? But they had... You got on the fucking anime wig. You know what I'm saying? You got the anime. You got the old anime wig. And you only 16. You got the born again Jesus wig. You know when thoughts get born again and they throw on the innocent wig to hide their tracks when they in church doing the born again thing. How you 16 wearing that wig? What's going on? This shit crazy. This shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? And let's not talk about they TTG. All of them is trained to go. Let's not talk about they TTG. And they are exposed through these smartphones. My son got a smartphone. This little nigga's 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? I fought against that. I was like, hell to the no. But his mom's was like, no, he's getting a phone. I'm like, fam, he's going to be exposed to everything. She was like, all right, I mean, you his father, you're going to take care of that. And I'm letting you know, I didn't catch him on no porn sites or nothing, you know. And my son, he's not into all of that. I don't, as far as I know, he's on his video game shit. He watches niggas play video games on the phone. I'm like, why don't you just go and play video games? How you gonna watch somebody else play a video game? You a goddamn voyeur. He's watching other kids play video games. You know what I'm saying? And he'll watch like basketball highlights, you know, all of that shit. But, you know, we got to give it to him so he could communicate. But I'm here to say that we have to police these little ones. And we have to, because I'm more worried about the music with him. Nothing else. He could be on his phone. And I don't really care about that. You a teenager, damn near. Do what teenagers do. I ain't out here like the parents in the mall with the leash on their kids. I want him to experience teenagerism. But what I don't want him to do, because I know that young men are tribal, so he's gonna click up. He's gonna click up. They're gonna be in a clique. You know what I mean? He's on a basketball team, so he might be with a clique of basketball players. You feel me? He light-skinned, he might be with a clique of light-skinned niggas. I don't know, but they find ways to click up. And gang is their culture. So I'm saying that in a perfect world, we could get rid of gangs. We'd be like, you don't need that. We don't need no more gangs because they do more damage than anything. But that we know that that's not going to happen. So in a world that we could control, we have to repurpose the gangs. We got to repurpose the gangs. We have to give them something else to live for. We have to take them out of the illegal activities and the racketeering. Look at what they did with Star Brim. Shout out to Star Brim. I saw an interview with Star Brim. She's a major underworld figure in New York City. She's a blood. That is Cardi B's big homegirl. I saw an interview with her on Flip the Script, Queen's Flip. Who saw Queen's Flip video with Star Brim? Who saw the video with Star Brim? Star Brim. I love Star Brim. I'm gonna put that on the record. I love Star Brim. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the sister, but I love Star Brim. You know what I'm talking about? I fucks with Star Brim. Like, I really rocks with her. And to know that, just I don't need to know her personally, because you know when you know somebody personally, it's different. Like, you like, I don't love that motherfucker. I love her from a distance. She's a blood. I love her from a distance. But I love her. I just like her spirit. You know, I love her. I mean, I just love women, period. But I love a woman who's confident. I love a woman with some knowledge. I love a woman who can basically be very transparent in her dysfunctions. You know, she's not up there trying to fake the funk like she's not a broken person. She kept it 1,000. She was really real. She deep dived into her psyche, why she is who she is. She was able to assess herself, you know, without having the federal government do it for you. Because, you know, when you go into the feds, you find out your psychological profile and things like that. You get in touch with yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you have these certain situations, because when they sentence you, there's all kind of shit that you got to go through, and that's a way of finding out who you are. And that's how she found out about a lot about her family, her mother who was abusive, who was beating on her, who used to beat her bad. And she said that if her mother was not beating her, I'm talking about broken ribs, broken noses, and all of that. Her mother was an alcoholic. And her mother was beating her around 12 years old. And she said if her mother didn't do that, she would never join the Bloods. She got jumped in. I think she got sexed in at like 12 years old or 14, I think. And you know what happens when you get sexed into the Blood. They sex you in. It's an orgy. It's a gangbang. You know what I mean? And, you know, that's the ugly part of what's going on with these goddamn gangs. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, we have to repurpose those. Where are the big homies at? The simple fact that the young brother Pop Smoke gets killed, right? And nobody says anything about the lyrics. Nobody says, yo, is that the beef that you had with the other gang? Because in order to be in a drill, like I said, you got to kill. You have to have an op. You got to have opposition. You make a drill music against who? They not drilling against the white boys. They're not drilling against Richard Spencer. They're not drilling against the alt-right. They're drilling against each other, right? Do we need gangs like this? Fam, you asking, I don't know. You asking a rhetorical question. It's not about do we need them, nigga. They're here. What are you talking about? I'm not gonna even entertain. Do we need them? How good are nigga? They're here. Like, they're here. You got to deal with that. They're here. They're here for real. For real. The street organizations are here, and I don't know if they're going anywhere. And right now, the feds is on all of their backs. But I tell you this. Either you're going to fight against them or you're going to have them fight for you. Because let's say we woke up tomorrow and we in martial law and the dollar, because the stock market fell today anyway. The stock market crashed today because of the corona shit, the China shit. Like I said, this is the potential to be a global pandemic on an economic and a quote unquote health level. You gotta start saving up. If you got your tax money, this is not fair campaigning. The 5%ers got rid of the 70s gangs. All right. Well, the 5%ers became the gangs as well because 5%ers became Decepticons. 5%ers became lowlifes. 5%ers are blood. 5%ers became blood superiors. Like I said, go and watch the podcast, Flip the Script, where all of the gangsters are telling on themselves. That's the era that we're in. Everybody's telling on them. Go to Vlad. If you want to, I don't care. I don't even want to watch movies no more. I want to hear it right from the fuck a fantasy. You got real killers. You got real gangsters, real shooters, real motherfuckers who are really in the streets telling on themselves right now on these podcasts. And I love it. You know what I'm talking about? I love it. Yeah, Pop Smoke was off the stoop at 13. But what I'm saying is in Brooklyn right now, especially in the places where black people are allowed to live, like pockets of Bed-Stuy, pockets of Crown Heights, pockets of Flatbush, Canarsie, and other places, Brownsville and East New York, the youth, the young ones, they're hopping off the stoop younger and younger right now. And it's the big homies that are basically staring them in that direction. Yeah, Glaze, the Glaze interviews on Vlad. That nigga's crazy. Somebody said Officer Vlad, but I'm like, at the end of the day, how could somebody that claim to be gangster answer Vlad's questions? If they answer Vlad's questions, they answered the Fed's questions. That's a fact. If they answer those questions nonchalantly with Vlad is like, so tell me who did you kill, or who do you know anybody that got killed? They're like, well, to be honest, Vlad, I'm not supposed to say this, but yeah, I smoked that nigga. Yeah, and I had fun doing it. If they on Vlad telling the whole world, because they want the whole world to know, what make you think they didn't tell Officer Agent Smith? Who Agent Smith got more leverage over them than Vlad do, because Agent Smith has a profile on you. Agent Smith would be like, here's the folder with the pictures when you killed that nigga. So do you want to work with us or not? Or not? Remember, and I'm going to deal with this in my lecture, because like I said, you know, you can't be throwing out all of the information. You know what I'm saying? Pop Smoke got arrested by the feds 3 weeks ago, a month ago, for the rape, the stolen car, right? Pop Smoke gets arrested by the feds, not the states. They get arrested by the feds coming from Paris or whatnot. The feds snatch him up, right, for a car. His mother bails him out, right? His mother bails him out, puts her house up, right? His mother bails him out. A week after that, only 1 week, maybe 2 more weeks after that, the same feds, Manhattan South, I believe, the same feds picked up the Woos, his gang, and the Chews, their opposition. It's the Woos, not Wu-Tang, W-O-O and C-H-O-O, the Woos and the Chews. They got a war going on in Brooklyn right now between these two gangs, right? The gangs are comprised of Bloods and Crips, and the Chews are the GDs, the gangster disciples out of Chicago and other places, and they also have some Bloods and stuff in there. But the Bloods and the Crips and the other gangs have become one main gang now, right? So Pop Smoke gets snatched up by the feds a few weeks before. Then right after that, they have a gun bust. They have a 30. They arrested 32 of them. A federal RICO indictment, right? I think it was RICO, right? And they like, yo, guns, shootings, murder, everything. No, they snatched up the Chews and the Woos. Oh, the Chos. Okay, the Chos. Not like Jimmy Cho. I thought it was like Jimmy Choo. It's the Chos, right? So the feds snatched up his crew 2 weeks later, and you didn't hear about it in the news. It wasn't out there like Tekashi's information and anything else that goes on in New York. You did not know about that. Yeah, GS9 is Wu, right? Pop Smoke came. Yeah, I know he came from a working middle class because that's all Canarsie is. Like I said, when you're dealing with the brothers from Canarsie, remember when I was a booster, we was dealing with Canarsie dudes. The Canarsie boosters are called a steam team, right? They are different. They came from big houses. These are Jamaicans. These are first generation Panamanian, Jamaican, Trinidadians. Brooklyn is a whole fucking island, all right? Let's be clear, just for your understanding. Brooklyn is, the 80 shit don't rock in Brooklyn like that because Brooklyn is a whole conglomerate of it's a fucking cosmopolitan island of all of the islands. You know? Well, yeah, GS9 is they GDK, right? They Gangster Disciple Killers. They GDK. They might not be but they not Wu. They not against the Woos. And the Wu, Bobby Shmurda and them, that's GS9. Pop Smoke and all of them, that's the Woos. But there's an affiliation, right? So, yeah, Brooklyn is the island of islands. And don't get in your feelings and it is what it is. God damn it. Niggas be wanting everything. It is what it is. It's that. And these parents of these young men and women that are out here in Flatbush, the majority, or I would say 60% of them are homeowners, right? They're homeowners. Okay? They're homeowners. Yeah, I know y'all slide together. I know y'all slide together. You know what I mean? Yeah, he became a demon after that smack. And remember, he got smacked when? He got smacked right in 2012, 2013. He got smacked at 13 years old. Like I said, right after Trayvon got killed. He was in that age bracket. Trayvon was older than him. Trayvon was his big homie, right? Trayvon was 18 when he got killed, correct? So when Pop Smoke got smacked up, because he got smacked and the video went viral, they was herbing him. So after they was herbing him, right? He turned. What happens when you back somebody in the corner and you punk them? They'll come out and they could either become more of a punk, they'll break their wrist and become a victim, right? They'll become, if you punk somebody, you could break them, right? Going back to what I was saying about the Romans, the war tactic is when they take your manhood and they break you. That's a Roman tactic. They will rape all of their male Yeah, all right. My body, you can hear me now? You can hear me? They was playing games with my thing because I'm talking about, I'm talking, going back to what I was saying, I'm having private this is a private conversation too, mind you. I'm out here running my mouth and this is a private conversation. This is not for YouTube. I'm giving out a lot of sensitive information about some shit that don't got nothing to do with, it's not really for, you don't hear them talking, they're not on it, Joe Button and them, academics in them. I'm in the news. They're not talking about this shit. They're not saying things like this. They're not unpacking the story like this. So going back to what I was saying, because I'm trying to paint a picture for y'all and be as descriptive as I can. Y'all might be like, he's wasting his time. What is he talking about all of this? I'm explaining to you. If you know anything about me, please understand that when I talk about certain things, it's because everything is tied together. We try to, oh, I'm not from New York, this don't got nothing to do with me. Oh, I don't listen to rap, this don't got nothing to do with me. Oh, I don't know what drill music is, this don't got nothing to do with me. I'm trying to explain to you if you are vibrating on this conscious frequency and we're trying to find the culprits and we're trying to stop certain things before they blow up and we're trying to intercept and disrupt certain kind of things, we have to have context. So I'm giving you context because everything is connected. It is all connected, right? It's all connected. So if you strum the strings on one chord, you could basically affect another chord. So going back to what we're saying about our commitment to being on offense rather than being on defense, not being reactionary, being proactive, speaking about certain things before the news talks about it. So you like, why is he talking about this? I didn't hear about this in the news. And then we talk about it. And then 2 days later or 3 days later or 2 weeks later, the news reports on it. Now you have an understanding. Now you've been aware of it. Now you've been properly prepared so they can't spin you. So we're trying to protect you with the information. That's what we're doing. And I'm saying that if you have a young one out there, I'm giving you some game. I'm giving you some insight. I'm bringing you into the youth world because some of y'all don't have the keys to walk into that world. You're being blocked out of that world. You're being sent other places while these children are in a completely new subculture. They belong to a whole new world. Fortnite, Call of Duty, SpongeBob, Kyrie's. You know what I'm talking about? The apps that they playing on their phones, the gang shit, their language, their lingo, slat, and all of that shit. You don't know what the fuck they talking about. Slime and all that. You don't know what that they having conversations around you about shit that you be like, oh, what they're talking about Ghostbusters. And you know, what's a bando? Shit like that. What's a thought? What is a thought? Is that thought? You know what I mean? You green to certain things. So that's what I'm here to let you. I'm being a correspondent. I'm being a bridge to help you go over the bridge and go into that world and take a peek into that world because that world has two potentials attached to it. It has the potential to implode and it has the potential to explode. There's a powerful potential to where, you know, we can intercept some of these young kings and young queens and help do something right for them because these children deserve the big homies. They deserve the big homies to step down and to do what? And to pull them up. They deserve that, God damn it. Because when I was young, I needed that. And I got it. I needed it and I got it. I went out and I looked for it and I got it. You feel me? I did. But I also know the dangers of older people who don't give a damn about you when you're unappreciated, when you think nobody cares, then you willing to go, you know, eat out of a dog bowl. Like some of these sisters is out here doing. You're willing to go say, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and join the game. And I'm going to let them beat me up and tell me what to do. I'm going to let a grown man tell another grown man what to do. I can never be in a fucking gang because I can't have none of you niggas telling me what to do. So at the end of the day, you know, I understand because there's not, the fathers are missing. The big brothers are missing. Nigga, even the uncles bailed out on these young niggas. So what were they gonna do? They're gonna create music and soundtrack. They're gonna delve into the drug game, and then they're gonna dive into the quote unquote organized, not, you know, I'm not gonna say organized crime because it's not necessarily organized. They're gonna dive into quote unquote street organizations. And if they don't dive into street organizations, you got parents that are like, oh, I don't want you in the gang, so I'm gonna send you to the army. Nigga, that's a gang. What are you talking about? They're drilling in the fucking army because the drill instructor is telling your goddamn son after he calls him a piece of shit and demeans him and breaks him down, he's gonna tell him, oh yeah, go to Iran and go clap something for me. And that nigga's gonna go and drill for the drill sergeant. Fuck is you saying? You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's still a gang. It's Uncle Sam's gang. And that's the biggest gang out here. Suicide, depression, anxiety, homosexuality. It's mad things going on out here, bro. You think the adults got it bad, but shit rolls downhill. These young ones got it super bad. And they grown and they grown as hell at a young age. So they need a hug. They need some tough love. They need some discipline. They need some rites of passage, y'all. They need rites of passage because they need some grown people to say, you know what, young man, you're an adult now. You know where they getting that from? Sing Sing, Alcatraz, where the nigga who a lifer on the yard is like, yeah, you a man now because you went and killed a few Mexicans for us, or you went and killed the ops. Or in the hood, you got these old niggas in the drug dens, or you got these old dudes in the neighborhood, and they like, yeah, you a grown man now because you came home from doing 15. Or you a grown man now because you out here robbing people and killing people. You a grown man because you got 4 bodies at 18. You know? We gotta. They the second and third generation of the crack era. Let's be clear. This is the generation post-crack era generation whose main cuisines is Chinese food, KFC, Kool-Aid, quarter waters, and honey buns, because that's what we started with, and we passed it down to them. Did you go in your corner store? Did you go in the corner store lately? It's a sugar haven of death, the corner store in Ghettosville, USA. The corner store. If you go in the corner store, everything in there is basically there to kill you. How about selling drugs and getting money for moms? How many mothers had to bury their son to try to run with that narrative? That narrative don't work. That narrative don't work. How many niggas is selling, everybody's selling drugs to feed their family. What kind of appetite did a family have? I always ask this question. Because they doing a lot of drug selling to feed a damn family. What kind of appetite? Because you could sell drugs for a day and feed your family for a week. Nigga, you got a Costco's card? You been to Sam's Club? You go in Sam's Club with some pack money, my nigga. You gonna come out of there with 2 shopping carts filled up with you're gonna have a box of fucking Quaker Oats. Like, I don't want to hear that. My family gotta eat. Well, goddamn, just hustle for 3 hours then, if that's the case. Just get off 1 pack. These niggas is out here, they busting kilos. These niggas is breaking down bricks in the hood. They out here selling dog food in the hood. They selling brown, white, and green. These niggas is selling half the rainbow. And you talking about they here to feed their family? Well, the family is obese if that's the case. God damn it. Because they overfeeding them at this point. And what I'm saying is, if you don't understand the karmatic effects that's attached to drugs, nigga, it's crack dealers, it's crack dealers eating out the fuck. They dumpster diving in my hood right now. And the punks is getting money. How about that? I wrote a bar about that. I said, how is it that the punks surviving and niggas that sold crack in the 90s is dumpster diving, eating out the same tray that they dumped the fries in? What the hell are you talking about? You don't see the karmatic effects of drug dealing? You don't see the karmatic effects of all of these niggas that was selling crack? If crack was like that, if selling drugs was really like that and it had no karma attached to it, these niggas in your hood would not be looking hurt like that right now. Fuck is you saying? What are you talking about? The big Willie from the 80s won't be on K2 Spice right now. If it was really about that. If this shit was a fucking, they sold you they sold you a lemon. They sold you a Pinto. You really thought that was it. That's the rap game sold you a fucking hoopty, my nigga. Cause that's not it. That's not the no limit tank. Drug dealing and selling crack to niggas' moms. That's not that you're not gonna have a ticker tape parade for that. And niggas push your wig back and blow your brains out, my nigga. Nobody's gonna remember you. Nobody's gonna remember you, weird ass nigga. How many they painting over murals of niggas that got killed for selling drugs these days in gentrified neighborhoods? They disrespecting you niggas. They're painting over your murals. They're not painting over Garvey's murals. They're not painting over Malcolm's murals. As a matter of fact, more of those murals are going up. They're not painting over goddamn Nipsey's murals. They're not painting over Sabi's murals. They painting over these niggas that got killed for, you know, nothing. I don't want to hear none of that shit no more. That ain't it. The hood look fucking ups. The hood looks like a dumpster because we let the drugs run rampant for 30 years without nobody checking that shit. Because niggas is chicken. They won't revive what the NOI was doing in the 60s. Niggas ain't that tough. To this day. They not that tough. They not gonna stop that. They gonna use every excuse in the book to keep that going, not knowing that that's the shit that's killing us. That is what's killing us. Some of y'all were not born. You were born into the nightmare. You were born into Nightmare on Elm Street. You were born into a crack era. You were born from a crack mother. You were crack babies. So you don't know why I'm so passionate about saying that this ain't it. Because this is all you know. But I'm here to let you know something. I was born. I had the opportunity to be. I was here for a small window before the shit went upside down. From 1975 to 1985, I was able to exist in a reality that was not a nightmare. There was no fucking white supremacy, my niggas. There was no zombies, my niggas. There was no crackheads, my nigga. There was nobody's mama out here sucking off 8 niggas for $5 rock, my nigga. Nobody was sleeping with nobody's grandmother. Do you know the kind of curses that you niggas are walking with? Do you know the kind of curse that just the hood has? This is Candyman all over, nigga. You niggas is cursed. You niggas is cursed. That's why we can't get too crazy about what we see going on. You niggas is cursed. So what happened in DC in the 80s? I don't know. You tell me what happened. Niggas start smoking crack. Alpo and Dementio and them went down there and turned it out. Fuck is you saying? Like, that's what happened. We had the heroin was before that. Of course, there was a huge heroin plague. It was an eyesore coming out of the 60s and everything when they murked Malcolm X and let his killers walk around. When they murked Martin Luther King and his goddamn mama. They killed his mama in a church. And all niggas did was burn stores and burn and run away with Converses and fucking black and white TVs and shit. I just want to say, for all of the children who are affected by that, I apologize for these niggas and I feel for you from the bottoms of my heart. My heart bleeds for you for what you had to go through. That shit hurts me. Even when I see the offspring, and I know what the fallout looks like. And I don't gotta be specific on here because I don't want nobody to think that I'm being judgmental and I'm being cold-hearted towards their predicament. But I know what the fallout looked like. And it hurts when I see the shit because God damn it. You know what I mean? I'm a collector of ebony and jet magazine covers when black women had the glow. Remember that? Remember the glow? On the cover of Essence. You could Google it right now. You don't got to collect the magazines. Shit, you could go to an old Playboy magazine from the 70s. Nigga, they had to glow around their aureola. They had to glow around their nipples. They was all glowing. Glowy halo afros. Their skin was clean. I didn't see no zits in the 70s. No zits. Nobody had acne. Everything was perky. Everything was percolating. And they was not on Percocets. They was on Quaaludes. I had butterflies and ladybugs and quote unquote lightning bugs land on me when I was a child. Do you know how much y'all are deprived? I used to have caterpillars crawling up my fingers, going up my arms. I used to have mosquito bites. You understand? I used to have ladybugs. I used to chase butterflies. I used to put lightning bugs in a jar. You don't have that anymore. Y'all are deprived. It was that you were born into a nightmare. Facts. We gotta come to terms with the fuck we are in a septic tank in our black communities right now. Why nobody says that? Why nobody want to have these conversations? All of these, everybody, the Breakfast Club and all of them, they dodging that. They don't want to admit. They don't want to look at the 800. They don't want to look the gift horse in their mouth. They don't want to look at the 800-pound gorilla in the room that we destroyed ourselves, and we still perpetuating it. And these little children that are dope fiends were born dope fiends. And it's their nature. You cannot shun them. These are fucking crack babies. These are dope fiend children. They were born with coke in their system. So it's not, if I find out that half of Atlanta is on coke, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. They got birthdays in the 80s. They look at their birth certificates. When I look at the death certificates that it be floating around, you know what I mean, all up in Harlem. When I look at sunrise and sunset, sunrise 1991, sunrise 1988. You was born in the middle of a war and you ain't even know. You ain't even know. You was born to die. So they like, yo, why is all the young ones dying young? I'm like, fam, they was born to die. And you niggas turned your backs on them. No, our community was not there for them. We have no village. We don't got a fucking community. Let me describe what a community is. Because to be honest with you, I'm gonna have this conversation with the higher ups in this quote unquote conscious community. Should we call ourselves a community or a village? Is the fact that we're not productive because we're saying that we're a community, and we cannot fulfill community until we become a village. So this is the definition of a community, right? We just want to talk about conscious community. Community is this. Come on, camera, clear up. I want the family to read with me. My shit's supposed to be AI. I'm supposed to have the... Anyway, you can't see it, but an interacting population of various kinds of individuals, such as species, in a common location. That's one definition. Community, a social state or condition. Community, joint ownership or participation. Community, social activity, fellowship. We are not that. A body of persons or nations having a common history or common social, economic, and political interests. A group linked by a common policy. An interacting population of various kinds of individuals in a common location. So I would say, are we a community? What do we have in common? Do we got melanin? That's not enough. Definition of community: a unified body of individuals. A unified body of individuals, right? A unified. How many unified bodies? Because what happened in this community? They started going at each other because they found that they were different. But the definition of a community says that it's a bunch of different niggas coming together for one cause. So, of course, you're going to wear Hebrew Israelite Power Ranger outfits. And then, of course, you're going to wear Ankhs. And then, of course, you're going to wear pentagrams. And then, of course, you're going to have tats on your face. And, of course, you're going to do all kind of things because these are various people coming together for a purpose. And what was the purpose? The purpose was our elevation out of our predicaments and out of our situations. So I'm here to say this. We have to become graduates to even consider ourselves a community. Why has this thing been dysfunctional? Because we've been describing it wrong. You can't be what you're not. Okay? So that's not to disown, that's not to quote unquote bemoan my people, because I love my network. I love what I call the community. I have an innate love for, because if I did not have love for y'all, I would be attacking this community at every single angle, because it's attackable. It's attackable. You know what I'm saying? It's attackable. And I'm trying my best to protect the fam, because I see the vultures and I see the hyenas. And I done seen niggas get mauled and torn to pieces in the Serengeti. I seen the people get attacked. There's a whole, it's like the Hotel Rwanda in these streets. You know what I'm talking about? It's a lot of people getting washed up in these streets that claim to be conscious by other conscious people who here take advantage of them and take their ass for a spin. Because this is a marketplace, first of all, and this is a village. It's not a community. It's not a community yet. It's a village, and it takes a village to raise a child. But this village don't raise no children together. And this village don't eat together, and it don't break bread together. And this village don't really do village like shit. They doing shit that the village niggas that sing YMCA is doing. They doing shit that the village people are doing, but they not doing village activities. You understand? They not doing village activities. So when we get on some village shit, then we could start talking about we a community, and we could use our numbers to empower ourselves, because our solutions is in the community. It's in the numbers. And I'm not going to leak all of the solutions, like I said, at the moment, because you know, it's available. We got plans. We got vision. We got all of that. But I need you to come into my private buildings. I need you to come into my private fraternal organization. I need you to come behind the doors. I need you to trust me and become one of the members of what it is that we're doing, because I'm telling you, if I hear another nigga running with my cloth, I'm gunning them down. I'm gunning them down. Intellectual property is of value. Intellectual property is commodified. Intellectual property is one of the biggest exports coming out of America. All of this conversation is intellectual property, but the plans, the goal, the visions, the plans, the step-by-step plan, all of that is intellectual property. It all has to be trademarked, and I'm not throwing that out to just anybody who I can't see face to face. And you have not shown a commitment that we are part of the same village. And I'm not speaking to anybody in here to be facetious in any way. I'm just trying to explain to you, in order to have anything work, it has to be in secret. To get anything really popping, you can't get nothing popping in the public. Not on this internet, not on the nigga net. It has to be when fruits and vegetables grow, are the roots in the dirt, or are they exposed to everybody to see? You see what's going on in private by indications of something budding through the ground. When the baby is in the stomach, right? Gestating. You don't see the baby, you don't see the growth of the baby. You see evidence of the child. You see a bump, you see a baby bump, right? You see the baby bump, but you don't see the baby being, you have to get a sonogram to actually see inside of the stomach, or the womb for that matter. So everything is being done in triple darkness. Everything is being done clandestinely. Everything is being done on the low. Everything is being done on the low. In order to even have our power manifest, we got to keep it on the low. Real killers move in silence, and real G's move in silence like lasagna. So that's why we've invested our money and our supporters as well. Shout out to all of my Patreons. Everybody that believes in us, because your faith, by showing faith and belief in us, you cast your vote with your dollars. And for everybody that supported us, you allowed us to be ahead of the curve and to get our technology on. So the apps that we're about to roll out is going to solve everything that I've been talking about tonight. It's going to provide us with some solutions. It's going to get us amongst a network of some powerful people who are really about that life. They're not just talking about it. They're living it to the point where they don't want to talk about it. How about that? You're going to get to a point where you start living this shit and you're going to be on mute. Yo, Wild Red Pill don't talk no more. Nigga, I'm a monk. How about that? I took a vow of silence. You know what I'm talking about? I let my dollars talk, nigga. I let my watch talk for me. I let my bracelet talk for me. You know what I'm saying? I let these rings talk for me. But I don't got nothing to say because you niggas got you got a decade worth of information out of me. You know? And now it's time to build. I'm going to keep talking, you know, but now it's time to build. It's building time. Now is the time. The time is right. And the power is in the now. We don't wait for tomorrow because tomorrow's not promised. And we don't focus on yesterday. And I'm grateful for every single one of y'all. I'm here to let you know I am the most gracious. I'm a servant to every one of you. That's why I do what I do. I'm a servant. I'm so grateful that at 3 a.m. in the morning, 500 of us is out here building. This does my heart well. This gives me the inspiration. This makes me wake up and know that I'm doing something right. This makes me feel like a God, right? But not a God where I'm over somebody, because we are all God. We are all reflections of, we dealt with the inky thing. Don't worry about that. We are all reflections of each other. And I need to see you prosper so I can prosper. And I want you to see me prosper so you could prosper. Because if you haven't figured out by now that I'm just like you and we're the same person, so to see me succeed is to see you succeed. Because when I succeed, you succeed. That's how this network is going. This is how this thing is being built. We're not hating on each other. We have a vested interest in each other. So if I sabotage you, then I sabotage my interest. And that's what I had to implement as a fail-proof anti-nigga Norton device. You understand? That's my nigga vaccinations, that we have to create something where everyone who is participating is going to have their self-interest, you know what I mean, dealt with. Because I'm not retarded. I know that we all have to satisfy our self-interest because that's our nature. So believe in me because I believe in you. Invest in me because I invest in you. Trust me because I trust in you. And we'll get places. You know what I'm talking about? But if you don't have that kind of commitment, then I got love for you. I love you. I got love for you, but we just can't walk this walk together because there's some ingredients that's gonna be required in order for us to grow, in order for us to develop. It's the same in any way that you look, on the team that Kobe played for, on the Lakers that LeBron is playing for, on the motherfucking gang that Pop Smoke was the general of the quote unquote army that General Butt Naked is out here running down and drilling niggas with. Those same tenets that I just told you, if those are not in place, those teams don't exist. How about that? So let's start focusing on building this team, because teamwork make the dream work. And I'm ready for my dreams to work for me. And I want your dreams to work for you. And like I said, I'm not out here trying to get your Social Security. I don't want none of that. I'm not promising you no shit that I can't deliver. All I said is that I'm going to show you beyond a reasonable doubt that the only thing that we needed was a community. The only thing we needed was some numbers. That's it. Niggas is gonna be like, yo, Red is out here scamming us because all he needed all of us to come, all he ever needed us to do was just to come together. I don't care about your religion. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about your complexion, my nigga. I don't care about your background. I don't care if you left-handed or right-handed, fam. I don't care. I want 1 million of you on this fucking team so we can make history on the low. Because once they found out what we're doing, they're going to try to monkey wrench it. This is going to be on the low. We're not going to get Malcolm X'd. Rest in peace, rise in power to the God. Pop Smoke, he died a day before Malcolm X. And in his video, Christopher Walken. He has a helicopter crashing, and he has Malcolm X in the goddamn video. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in meme magic. I believe in the power of the internet. I believe this is a spiritual motherfucking applique right here, and there's all kind of spirit cooking going on. But I'm gonna deep dive into it in my upcoming lecture. So I want the family to go to Eventbrite and put Fear of a Black and More Messiah right here. Year of Fear, hashtag Year of Fear 2020, hashtag 2020 Year of Fear, or Fear of a Black and More Messiah, and go and get your tickets. It's only $20 for March 5th. We're going to be doing a 4-hour lecture where all of the talking that I'm doing right now, it's going to be visual. You're going to see some real good information. If anybody wants to get part 1, $20 in email to the Cash App. You already know what it is, and you will get that video on demand. I will email that to you. And yeah, that's what it is. And I think that's about it for tonight. We put in a lengthy show. Shout out to all of my guests tonight. Blue Pill. Shout out to Brother Heru, Kevin Muhammad, and everybody that was participating in Facts 2020, the attendees, and the talent. I have love and respect and honor for everyone. Brothers who came down from Atlanta, Brother Tariq, Smoke and Grow Rich, Brother Dre, who came out of the Carolinas to hold us down and to support us and to be there for us. Shout out to you. Shout out to the sister that told me that she flew from out of town to come and see us. And everyone. I got, I always look forward to meeting the people, because you get to see me, but I am restricted from getting to see you until you come to see me, or because even if I pull up in your town and you don't come to see me, then the reciprocation never took place. So give me the benefit of the doubt and allow me to meet you the same way that I allow you to meet the woo. You know what I'm talking about? So love and light, y'all be safe out there. Talk to your little ones, your teenagers, about some of the stuff that we talked about tonight. Now you have lingo. You have certain kind of lexicon that you could use to them. You can be like, yo, what's up with Meet the being said, leave a tip for this plate of food. Be safe out in these streets. Put your tax money or any extra income that may come across that may just fall in your lap into goods that are non-perishable, water, bullets for my gun collectors and my gun owners. There's all of these devices on Amazon now. They got all of these fancy ass gadgets. If you have the opportunity to invest in them, I would just say to do, I would look into that, because the next, 2020, if March is any indication to what February was, we're in for something. We're you don't know what's coming down the pipeline. And like Ross Ben said, the way that 2020 is lined up is negative and positive at the same time. You heard that? It's negative and positive at the same time. So it's a lot of things. And we in retrograde right now. We in retro Jordan right now. So, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to move wisely. And everybody that's out there, y'all all legends. So I already know that y'all don't have no problems moving. Y'all moving with the right energy. And people that move with the right energy are protected. So give homage to your ancestors. Right? Pay homage, give thanks when we wake up every morning for being here, because this is not promised. This is a topsy-turvy time that we're in. And continue to study and continue to read. And go and do some of the research on some of the things that was spoken about tonight, so you could get further overstanding. All right? Love and light. Peace. I'll see you. I think we're doing Wednesday show. I'll see you on Wednesday. Peace.